stand by for Boston Bruins hockey. From the Montreal Forum, the Bruins meet the Canadiens. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste. Everything else is just a light. And by the people of Eastern Airlines. They earn their wings every day. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Boston Bruins Hockey on TV 38. I'm Sean McDonough. Tonight, the Bees take on the first-place Montreal Canadiens. I'll be back between periods with all of our regular features. And tonight, our series on the Bruins rookies continues as we profile Craig Nienhuis. John Pearson joins me in studio with the highlights and his expert analysis tonight. But now we're set for Bruins hockey action, so let's go to the Forum, to Fred Cusick and Dave Shea.
Thank you, Sean. Boston Bruins, always exciting game here at the Forum against the Montreal Canadiens. The Civil War general said, Dave, once in battle, my left flank is weak, my center is unstable, my right flank is hurting, but we are attacking. That's what's scoring tonight.
Yeah, it's all systems go ahead instead of behind. The Bruins hoping that despite the fact this is a road game, they can perform like they did their last time out, which was a shutout victory over Buffalo at the Garden. They have Pat Riggin in goal. He's a streaky goaltender. Hopefully, by that shutout, he's on a hot streak right now.
But along with that Civil War general out, Simmer, Linsman, and Crowder. The entire line out of there as Crowder has come up with the flu. Jeff Courtnall, though, 2 goals against the Russians. He's in a hot streak.
He certainly is. And now, all of a sudden, with Kenny and Charlie and Keith all out, Courtnall, Peterson, and Middleton have become the line for the Boston Bruins. Certainly, they'll be counted on heavily tonight. Jeff has really added a spark to that line. Barry and Rick, I think, excited to be back together again. And with the way Jeff is playing on the left wing, they're all going at top speed, so it should be fun to watch them tonight.
And another factor tonight, a lot of the teams, a lot of the players on both sides are wearing shields. We'll get to that later. And the goaltenders for Boston, Pat Riggin, and it will be Steve Penny for Montreal opening faceoff in just a minute.
This is the second trip into the Forum for the Boston Bruins. The first time resulted in a Canadian victory, the only victory that the Canadiens have over the Bruins so far this season. Both Boston wins over Montreal have come at the Boston Garden, so certainly home ice has been an advantage. As Fred mentioned, tonight will be the battle of the plexus shields. As a dozen players, 6 on each club, wearing the eye protection ever since Charlie Simmer took the inadvertent stick of Gates Orlando in the right eye Saturday night. We know Charlie's sitting by and watching and listening tonight. We hope he's feeling better. We'll be back real soon. Right now, it's time for the singing of both the American and the Canadian national anthems by Mr. Berthier Denis.
What's so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripe and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
Denis, after some technical problems here in the Forum, finally was able to
Mesdames et
out
messieurs,
the American and Canadian national anthems.
Nous avons le vif
And before we
plaisir
get a look at the
et l'honneur
goaltenders and the
d'accueillir ce
officials
soir
for tonight's game, there's going to be a ceremony down on the ice. Team Quebec, the World Midget Champions, being introduced to the crowd here at the Forum. They just won the recently concluded World Midget Tournament that was held at Verdun. And on this Quebec Midget team, Sylvain Turgeon's younger brother, Turgeon, of course, playing for the Hartford Whalers, his younger brother, Pierre Turgeon, voted the best in the world in terms of the players who competed in that World Midget Tournament. At the age of 16, he's now playing his junior hockey at Granby. May sound familiar to you Bruin fans. Granby, the junior club that the Bruins selected Alain Côté from in last year's draft. Now they're being introduced. Let's get down to the ice.
Numéro 6, number 6, Marc Picard. Numéro 9, number 9, Peter White. Numéro 10, number 10, Pierre Turgeon. Numéro 11, number 11, Éric Couvrette. Numéro 12, number 12, Michel Bédard. Numéro 14, number 14, Daniel Maurice. Numéro 16, number 16, Yves Racine. Numéro 17, le capitaine du club, Steve Veilleux. Numéro 18, number 18, Frédéric Simard. Numéro 21, number 21, Stéphane Dubois. Numéro 22, number 22, Dominique Aymon. Numéro 23, number 23, Martin Robitaille. Numéro 30, number 30, Michel Picard. Le numéro 31, number 31, Jimmy Waite. L'instructeur adjoint et assistant coach, Jacques No. Et le soigneur, Hughes Allen. Mesdames et messieurs, l'équipe Québec, Team Québec. Il nous fait maintenant plaisir de vous présenter l'entraîneur-chef de l'équipe Québec, M. Jean-Louis Letourneau, et le président de la Fédération de hockey sur glace du Québec et fondateur du tournoi, M. Fernand Pelletier, qui procéderont à la mise au jeu en compagnie du président de la Ligue Midget 3A du Québec, un ancien joueur des Canadiens. On les accueille tous les trois, M. Régent Hull, Jean-Louis Letourneau et Fernand Pelletier. J'inviterai maintenant les deux joueurs de centre. I would like to invite the two centermen to center ice for an official face-off. Mesdames et messieurs, la première équipe championne du monde midget, l'équipe Québec.
Well, a nice round of applause from those here at the Forum for the World Midget Championship team, Team Quebec, featuring Pierre Turgeon, younger brother of Sylvain Turgeon, talking with some of the folks in the press room prior to the game. They say he is unbelievable. Say if he has one drawback, it might be his skating, and where have we heard that before about various players? They point immediately to Mario Lemieux in Pittsburgh, saying he has great hockey sense and overcomes whatever shortcomings he may have skating. And of course, Pierre Turgeon is just 16, plenty of time left to work on the skating. Looking at Steve Penny, first you saw Pat Riggin in the Boston goal tonight. Steve Penny, an old nemesis of the Bruins, who has since fallen to third the depth chart in terms of Montreal goaltenders. He'll be making the start tonight for Montreal. The Bruins, who will be wearing that plastic shield tonight, the eye shield. Barry Peterson is wearing one. Mike O'Connell, Raymond Bourque, Steve Casper, Dave Facine, and Greg Johnston, who was called up with the rash of injuries and the sickness to Keith Crowder. Looking at Jean Perron, the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. The official tonight, Butch Goring, head coach of the Bruins. Kerry Fraser is going to be the referee for tonight's game. John D'Amico and Ray Scapinello. The linesmen, we're set to go. Here's Fred.
Nevin Marquardt is at center. Telvin is at right wing. At left wing, it is Jay Miller. And Kluzak with Curran, or the defenseman. A most unusual quintet. And here's Walter with a shot blocked by Kluzak. A second one just knocked away at the crease as Rooney cut in. Kluzak wrapped up by Walter, hit by Rooney, a jam by Marquardt. They battle in the corner and going at it. Rooney right away with Marquardt. Setting a tempo here. Steve Rooney out of Canton, Providence College. And Nevin Marquardt, who's been out with a hip pointer, but maybe hitting the punching bag and keeping him trim. And he does a pretty good job.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Butch Goring put that lineup on the ice to confuse the Canadiens or us. Gord Kluzak was scheduled to play left wing tonight. The coaching staff feeling that Gordy has had an up and down ride so far at defense, and maybe by putting him on the left wing and to give him a chance to play some positive hockey, forget about the pressures of playing defense, and maybe have a little fun with the game. But here tonight he starts out defense, and Telvin is on right wing.
You're watching Bruins hockey from the Forum in Montreal.
Well, the penalties being announced right now. Nevin Marquardt and Steve Rooney getting the matching penalties. Marquardt goes into the corner where Rooney is. Gives Steve a little shove, and there they go.
And now the face-off in the Boston end. The teams are at full strength. Wearing a shield, it's Bourque up for Peterson, also wearing a shield. Courtnall at left wing, Middleton at right wing. And we're in the first minute of play. Bourque away to Courtnall. Courtnall knocked down as he cleared it up to the line. It's blocked. Blum with it. Bourque, good shift. Off for Peterson, can't connect. Bob Gainey takes over for Montreal. Back to Curvers. Over to Larry Robinson. The long clear could be icing. And it is, as Blum got ahead of Carbonneau. And the face-off back in the Montreal zone. We're still in the first minute of play. And the face-off called the Boston line. Courtnall at left wing with Peterson and Middleton. And Courtnall has been hot. The referee tonight is Kerry Fraser. Very much the center of controversy as we look at that shield on Ray Bourque. And as Dave said, 6 Bruins wearing them tonight. In fact, Mike O'Connell put a helmet and a shield on, which you need if you're going to wear a shield.
I would think for Mike, he's going to have the biggest adjustment of any of the 6 play with those shields, because he normally plays without a helmet. The other 5 are at least accustomed to having the headgear on. So Mike will have a little something extra to think about tonight.
Carbonneau on the draw with Peterson. Face off to the right of Penny. Carbonneau wins it for Svoboda. Svoboda clears. Back is John Blum. Forechecking Bob Gainey. And the clear out by Boston. Good break here. Peterson with Middleton and Courtnall. And the play offside. Peterson down. A hooking call on the Canadiens, and the Bruins will have a power play here in the second minute of play. Svoboda going out.
Well, it doesn't make any difference where these teams play. There's always a lot of feisty chippiness between the two sides. Guy Carbonneau felt that this hook was unjust. Well, there's the hook. The whistle blew for an offside by the linesman, but Kerry Fraser had the arm up and was calling the hooking call before the offside. Carbonneau doesn't agree with it, but Guy's going to have a seat for 2 minutes anyway. Penalty being called at 1:11. So the Bruins go on the power play first to get the first good solid opportunity to get on the scoreboard.
And now Butch Goring, as he announced in practice, has Kluzak at left wing with Peterson and Middleton. This is a power play. O'Connell and Bourque will play the points. Face off just outside the Canadian line. Kluzak, of course, has been in this position before, playing the power play. Anchors up near the goaltender, and with his big height, able to block a lot of the vision of Penny. That's the idea, as O'Connell clears it in. Bruins press to keep it in. Middleton does. Steals it. Wheels. Good chance here. Back off the boards, but he played it poorly, and Bourque couldn't get it, and Gainey knocks it out. And Gainey away for Skrudland. A shot knocked down, and back comes Boston. In the center ice, Ray Bourque. He's over the line, charging, trying to get back at the point, and it's knocked away, and Gainey pokes it out. Gainey breaks with Skrudland. He's checked by O'Connell. And back in the Boston end, it's Ray Bourque starting out. A lead for Peterson rolls all the way to Penny. Penny trying to clear it, stolen. In front, backhander by Kluzak, and he missed the net. And a hand pass is called on Boston, and the faceoff is outside the line.
Yeah, looking at Rick Middleton, who's been playing some of his best hockey in the last week since Jeff Courtnall moved on to the line, and since Nifty was paired up once again with his old line mate Barry Peterson. And there's a durable Larry Robinson. Jean Perron doesn't look like he's having particularly that much fun this early in the game.
Gorey now has a line of Dolego with Basine and Courtnall on the wings. Telvin and O'Connell play the points. In the Boston end, Mike O'Connell starting it out. Deblois forechecking. It's away to Telvin in the center ice, streaking off for Courtnall. Courtnall to the corner against Robinson, behind the net. Hit by Robinson and checked on the play. Ludwig can't clear it. Bruins battle to keep it in. It's batted to the corner, and Robinson hits Courtnall off it. Basine in to get it. Courtnall gets it back to Telvin. Up for Courtnall. Courtnall left wing side, trying to close. Checked by Deblois. Now cuts away from Robinson. In for a backhander, kicked away by Penny. As Courtnall moved in, the first real threat on the power play. O'Connell a shot wide. Rebound. Telvin keeps it in. Telvin is broken up, and Bobby Smith works it out. The penalty almost up. Smith breaks with Deblois, and Ludwig off for Ludwig. The shot scores! Ludwig snapped it home. The first shot for the Canadiens, and Montreal leads 1-0.
Well, just as the penalty ended, the Canadiens broke into the Bruins zone, and Craig Ludwig, who had been injured but is back, picks up his first goal. A rising wrist shot in the far corner right over the stick side of Pat Riggin. There will be no shutout tonight for Riggo. Good placement of that shot.
That's just a perfect shot by Ludwig. But you'd like to see Riggin out a little more at the top of the crease challenging. And some games he has that style, others he's back. But a well-nigh perfect shot by Ludwig. He looked like a high-scoring forward on that one. Here's Skrudland breaking over the line. His shot in blocked by Riggin, and he's just able to cover up as the Canadiens press again. And first period action will continue from the Forum in just a moment. Face-off now to the left of Riggin. Bruins get it to Bourque. Boston down 1-0. Ludwig, a Wisconsin native, with the score. McPhee breaks it up as Greg Johnson can't reach it. It's back in the Boston end. Riggin off for Kluzak. And a face-off call by Kerry Frazier. It will be in the Boston zone. 16:19 left in the first period.
Well, Randy Burridge out between Greg Johnston, who's back up from Moncton, on the right wing, and Gord Kluzak on the left wing. A little makeshift on the part of Butch Goring.
Walter comes out now for the face-off between McPhee and Tremblay. Canadiens hurting on defense with Rick Green and Chelios both out. Green injured in a game against the Russians. The Russian team won 6-1. Burridge passed for Blum, but he can't control it. McPhee jams it in. And it's Blum going with McPhee.
Well, it was a matter of time for those two. John just gave him a pretty good check against the boards. on the blue line before the last whistle. And McPhee and Blummer eventually found each other. John's strong kid, too. Of course, this McPhee's tough customer, too, for Montreal. Now the linesmen step in and will try to separate. Guys have a pretty good grip on one another. Well, they'll pick up 5 minutes each for fighting.
And with the score, Montreal 1, Boston nothing. Bruins hockey will continue in a moment.
Well, I must admit the organist here, Jean-Julien, has a sense of humor as the linesmen are ushering John Blum. And Mike McPhee to the penalty box. He's playing Dean Martin's Everybody Loves Somebody on the organ. Well, McPhee has picked up an extra penalty here. They both get the fighting penalties. You can see McPhee shaking his head. He picked up an extra 2 minutes. Fred, I did not hear the call.
No rye.
Well, John Blum unscathed after that go with McPhee. Picking up the 5-minute call. McPhee gets the 5-minute fighting as well, in addition to a 2-minute minor. I can only imagine maybe roughing by the way McPhee went into the corner on John.
And now Goring is using Courtnall with Peterson and Middleton. They've been the hot line on the power play with Telvin and Bork. Carbonneau, penalty killer with Gainey, Ludwig and Robinson. 1-0. The Canadiens lead. Bruins did not have an effective power play, but that often happens when you get one early in the first minute of play. Robinson trying to clear, and he does. All the way down to Riggin, and back for it is Ray Bork. Bruins really just got one shot on Penny in the power play, and that was Courtnall. Here's a drive in. Could be icing if the Canadiens get there. Around the boards, Middleton does. First takes a hit from Ludwig. Peterson takes a hit, and the Canadiens have it. Out comes Carbonneau. Carbonneau over the line on Telvin. Checked, broken up, and Bork starts it back for Peterson. In the center ice with Courtnall open on the left, but the pass is too far in front of him. Now behind the net. Steele in front. Middleton checked by Penny. And a close chance for Boston in tight. Middleton around the boards. It is Telvin keeping it in for Bork. Quick touch pass off for Peterson. In for Courtnall. Courtnall trying to move it in front. Seems to have trouble with his skates. He's been falling down. Middleton is knocked down. Peterson able to keep it in from Middleton in the corner. Middleton in front. Knocked away by Penny. Courtnall fighting for position. Can't get it. And the Canadiens clear it out. And there are about 35 seconds left on the Boston power play. The Bruins trail 1-0. 14:40 left in the first period. Bork in the center ice. Deblois after him. It's up for Courtnall. A lead on the right for Pasine. Pasine ridden off. And it's kept in now by Delego. Telvin fighting for it. And it's swept out of there by Deblois. Very vigorous penalty killing by the Montreal Canadiens. Boston's second chance in the game. Bork to the open man, Pasine. Good break here for Kluzak over the line. Going wide in front. Knocked away. O'Connell a shot over the head of Penny and deflects all the way to center ice. And it's collected by Richer, who just came on, and then he lost it to Bork. Bruins had a brief chance there at the end. Puck worked out the center ice. Lawler gets it over to Svoboda. Stolen by Pasine. Off for Delego. Delego covered by the back checking of Naslin. Big defensive play by Naslin as Pasine was cutting in. And by the time he passed to Delego, Bill was covered and checked. Svoboda now in control. Sweeping it out in the center ice. Naslin gets the break. Ruled offside. It was close. 13:29 left. First period, the Canadiens lead 1-0.
Well, there's the pesky Mats Naslin, who right now is going well with the other Swede, Kjell Dahlin, the leading rookie scorer in the NHL, and Bobby Smith, the center of that line. The whole line is going well, and it's tough enough when you have one guy going well, but when you have three, that is a real problem. Good back checking by the Canadiens to break up that scoring opportunity by the Bruins. By the way, the Bruin power play was a result of a roughing call to McPhee on top of the matching fighting penalties between McPhee and Blum.
Shots are even 2 apiece, so the Bruins did not put one on Penny, although there was a scramble with Middleton right at the crease. And that really was the chance. Casper is out with Johnston on the right wing, and on the left wing it is Nienhuis. And Smith breaks. Long shot, saved by Riggin. Riggin sweeps it around for Mats Thelin. A lead for Johnston. Johnston handled it nicely over the line. Off for Casper. Off for Nienhuis then. That play is broken up by Robinson. Back comes Naslund. Naslund for Robinson. The shot. The save by Riggin. Bruins can't clear. Curvers kept it in for Naslund. Naslund stick handling. Back for Curvers. A drive and a screen block. Penalty coming up on Boston. A cross check. It might be Casper. It'll be a power play for Montreal, and the Canadiens lead by a score of 1-0. And with the score, Montreal 1, Boston 0. Let's pause for this message.
Nice.
7-11, the time of the cross-checking penalty to Steve Casper right there. In fact, Steve broke his stick, and there's the arm of Kerry Fraser on the left side of your screen up. Canadiens go on the power play for the first time tonight. They lead at 1-0.
And Naslund is at left wing. The rookie Dahlin is at right wing. He had a hat trick against St. Louis the other night, and he breaks up the play on Boston against Johnston, keeps it in. Holding now to Walter. Back for Dahlin. Back to Curvers. For Dahlin again, the rookie is checked by Curran and not swept out. Curran battling again. Dahlin keeps it in to Walter. Walter checked by Telvin. Dahlin trying to get it free. Johnston helping out. Greg called up from Moncton and is kept in. Goes to Curvers. Curvers fires and misses. Svoboda at the left point. Checked by DeLego, but puck floats in deeper around the boards. It's back to Peter Svoboda. Now fed into the corner to Naslund. Naslund checked by Telvin. Behind the net, Curran roughing up Walter. Still battling. Dahlin in to dig it out. Walter is knocked down by Curran. Dahlin back to Curvers. Up for Dahlin, right wing side. The rookie holding. Back for Curvers. Fires. Save. It hit Curran, went high. Taken by Walter behind the net. Play all in the Boston zone in the power play. Naslund across. In front. Knocked away by Telvin, but not out. And it is kept in by Naslund. Dazzling. Around. Still holding. He's the left point man now. Wheels it across for Curvers. Back for Naslund. Across for Svoboda. Back for Naslund. Hits it on the goal. Blocked by Curran. Bruins can't move it out. 35 seconds left on the power play. Curvers keeps it in at the line. All the play inside. Curvers a shot. And it was tipped by Walters. Missed. Kept in now by Naslund. Naslund in front. Missed by Curvers. Bruins can't break it out. Johnston can't get it. They can't change. Here comes Naslund holding in the left side. Now it cross in front. A drive. Blocked and smothered by Curran. Finally, that drive by Svoboda. And there are 12 seconds left on the power play. Break of the action. Let's pause for station identification.
This is TV 38, WSBK-TV, Boston.
Boy, that was a power play. Brian Curran will need an oxygen mask by the time he gets back to the bench. He made a couple of big blocks, none bigger than the last one. That was the first one. The last one finally got a face-off. I'll tell you what, that penalty killing unit for the Bruins was exhausted by the time Curran finally stopped that last shot by Svoboda.
4 shots were on, so it is 6 shots Montreal, 2 for Boston. 12 seconds left in the power play. We're 9 minutes into the first period. Ludwig the only score of the game. Peterson out on the draw with Smith. Nothing Goring could do about it. The Bruins couldn't get the puck out of the zone, so they couldn't make changes. And the Canadiens weren't tired, not when you were on the offense. Not when you had Naslund and Dahlin. Here's Lawler keeping it in front. Shot by Smith, and he missed the net from 20 feet. Middleton clears. And the penalty is up. But Bobby Smith back. Big strides over the line. Drops it off for Deblois. For Richer, a rookie. Richer intercepted. And the Bruins break it out. Casper to Middleton. Trying to move over the line. Knocked away by Robinson. Bruins trying to regroup now. Killing the penalty. Here's Bork over the line. The drive blocked by Lawler. Penny's had a breeze so far. Lawler can't clear it out. Kept in by Courtnall. In front. Middleton can't get it. The puck bounces in front of the Canadiens. Skated off. Deblois. Checked by Bork. It's back in the Boston end. 1-0 Canadiens. Ludwig, the only scorer. Middleton at center ice, but he wasn't moving, and the Canadiens right back. They're flying. Nyland, a shot. Missed. Coming in on the left wing side. Puck is kept in by Carbonneau. Broken up by Peterson. Gets it out to Courtnall. Breaks with Middleton. 2-on-2. Courtnall over the line. His shot is blocked. The follow-up. Telvin can't get it. Bruins trying to keep it in. And Telvin at the line. Great play. Does. But his shot is wide. And it is taken by Ludwig. Ludwig for Nyland. Broken up. Cleared away by Tallinn. And the Canadiens are just a half a step to a step ahead of the Bruins on every play. Back comes Nyland now. The clear in. The shot is very wide and high. The long rebound is Telvin. He breaks it out. Clears it in. Penny tipped it wide. Nienhuis there centered it. But it is Steve Rooney picking it up. Rooney now to Curvers, and the Canadiens break it out. Skrudlin drops it in the crisscross with Tremblay. He's broken up by Passin, and O'Connell back. Can't set up the play with Nienhuis. Back for it, Svoboda. Svoboda off for Robinson. Up the center to Rooney. The Canadiens on the attack. A long shot wide of Riggin. The long rebound is kept in. Tremblay almost set up Rooney in front. The pass behind him, though. And the Bruins skated off. Passin on the wing for Nienhuis. He loses to Robinson. Now knocks it away from Robinson. But Svoboda covers. 8:40 left. First period. The Bruins. 2 shots listed on Penny. That's it. Skrudlin right back for Tremblay. Tremblay wraps it in. Tipped away by Riggin. And Boston starts back. Greg Johnston looking for Burridge. Burridge can't get it. Svoboda does. Robinson. And the quick clear out. Poked back in. The Bruins are offside. From the Forum, the score. The Canadiens won. And the Bruins nothing. Play on. Back for it. Ray Bork. Bruins somehow have to get an attack going on Penny, who's had a somewhat erratic year. And he's listed as third string goaltender in the Canadian roster. Deblois tripped in front by Kluzak. Frazier lets it go. Here's Kluzak back from Bork. Wing to Johnston. Johnston over the line is broken up on the play. Ryan Walter takes over. Kluzak trying to keep it in, but he fell down, and Ludwig has it. Can't clear it out. Bork moving in, keeps it in. Kluzak in the corner. In front. Burridge shot. Scores! Burridge from Kluzak, and the Bruins tie it up.
Well, Gord Kluzak tried to set up a play by knocking Ryan Walter off the puck. Eventually did set up the scoring play by Randy Burridge as the rookie beat Penny. Look at this. Strong play by Kluzak, fighting off Stéphane Richer. And then Burridge parks one under the crossbar. Good shot by Randy Burridge. Good play for Gord Kluzak on the left wing tonight. Penny beaten short side by Randy Burridge. And the Bruins have it tied up. The goal coming at 12:29.
Raymond Bork should figure in that one, too. He made a big play to keep it in for Kluzak. And the game is tied at 1. Burridge and here's Miller and Nyland right on the faceoff. We haven't dropped the puck, and there they go. The 2 local boys from Boston, Miller from Natick, Nyland from West Roxbury, and they've had it before.
I don't think I could read the lip spread, but was Chris asking Jay how his holidays were? When we last left these 2 guys, this is exactly what they were doing. That was back at the Boston Garden. It was Jay Miller's first night up. Oh, these guys are really having a good time. Nyland's helmet is gone. And now the linesmen are going to get in between the 2. Boy, that happened faster than you could say Randy Burridge. Jay Miller's only other shift was on the opening faceoff when Butch Goring had the demolition crew out. Jay Miller responding to the boos from the Forum crowd. Henry Fonda and Linda Darnell star in the Western classic My Darling Clementine, the story of Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and the women they both loved. Thursday night at 8 on the Movie Loft here on WSBK TV 38. Looked like the OK Corral down below just moments ago as the fast guns for both clubs were out on the ice. Chris Nyland cooling off a little bit after round one with Jay Miller. I assume they're both getting fighting penalties. I don't believe there are any other penalties being handed out on this one. There's Jay. Time of the penalties, 12:29. They didn't even get a chance to drop the puck following Randy Burridge's goal.
Well, the Bruins with 3 shots, and they have their 1 goal. The Canadiens have 7. We have 7:25 left in the first period. 1-1 the score. Bruins, forecheck. Well, behind the net, Courtnall with it to Middleton. Shot. Oh, remarkable save by Penny. A great setup for Middleton, and Penny just got the right pad on it as the Bruins perk up on the attack.
Boy, Jeff Courtnall had Barry Peterson. You see Barry just backing out of the left side. That's where Penny started to look. Then Courtnall spied Middleton coming through the right circle. Look at Jeff's arm up. He thought he had him. Jeff will look at Barry. Now he sees Rick, and Rick tries to snap it off far side. Just the tip of the pad, just above the right skate, caught the puck, and Penny made a great save to keep this at 1-1.
7:14 left in the first period. Peterson, Courtnall, Middleton the line. That was the 4th shot by the Bruins. It was labeled. Telvin on defense with Kern. Puck kicked in, and Courtnall couldn't reach it in front of Penny. And the Canadiens, Carbonneau gets it back to center ice, overskated by Rooney. Rooney gets it, backhands it in. Riggin trying to wheel it around. It is stopped by Gainey. Now back to Svoboda. Tipped by Carbonneau and wide of the net as the Canadiens had a chance. Telvin trying to move it away. Stopped. Broken up by Carbonneau. To Gainey. Gainey watched by Telvin. Wheeling in the zone. Broken up by Middleton, and the puck is outside the line. But Gainey right back to collect it. Starts the attack again with Rooney. Rooney, Carbonneau, and Gainey, the Canadian line. Telvin now gets it around, and a penalty coming up here. A hooking call on Brian Curran, apparently, as Frazier is talking to him. Away from the play, away from the puck. And that can hurt with the game tied at 1. A pretty useless penalty.
Oh, we're going to get a look at it. Right there, Brian had the stick up underneath Carbonneau. They both actually had the sticks going, but Carey decided to call Brian for being the instigator. So Curran gets the penalty. Time of the penalty, 13:27. And the Bruins go back to being shorthanded. Carbonneau and Tremblay, Fred, they're all good at getting you to try to poke and jab at him, because they're always constantly around you, jabbing here and there with the stick. And hey, if the official happens to be looking at you, you've been caught.
It is a power play for Montreal. 6:33 left in the first period. 1-1 the score. Penny looks as though he could be had. He has been, the best word you could say, erratic this year for the Canadiens as we look at Butch Goring. But now it will take a strong effort by Boston. The last power play by the Canadiens. They had it in for 1 minute and 48 seconds. Never left the Boston zone. Burridge is out as a penalty killer now. Tallinn and Bork and Casper. Walter is centering Naslund. Tallinn. Curvers back with Robinson. Puck fed in. Oh, tripped is Bork. Kept in. Pass in front. Open net, and Tallinn just able to get it on a great backhand lift to move it out. Walter got that right across the goal line. And almost in, and Tallinn picked it up, I want to tell you, right at the goal line. Pass up, stopped by Tallinn now, controlled by Bork. Clears it out for Casper. Casper wraps it up, and the Canadiens take over on a power play. 1-1 the score. Naslund. Naslund stick handling over the line. Drops it for Walter. Pass in, stop. Beautiful coverage on Curvers by Casper. Cutting back, and he cleared it away. Curvers would have been in alone. The Canadiens are setting up those defensemen. Robinson clears in. Walter goes for it. Riggin sweeps it away on the boards, and Bourque wheels it out of there. This is much better penalty killing by Boston. A minute left on the Canadian power play, though. 1-1 the score. Robinson trying to penetrate, can't do it. Now he gets it off for Svoboda. Svoboda into Smith. Smith drops it in front. Kasper is there, and Steve clears. He too is wearing the shield, along with Bourque. 6 Bruins wearing the shield after the eye injury to Charlie Simmer. And 30 seconds left. Good forechecking by Middleton now, but Naslund starts it out. Just 5-7. Beautiful stick handling for Smith. Broken up at the line by Mike O'Connell and cleared away. And the Bruins effectively doing a job on this penalty killing situation. There are 15 seconds left. At center ice, blocked by Middleton, and the Canadiens have to hold it out. They would have been offside. Back comes Svoboda. Drop pass, blocked. And at center ice, Svoboda wheeling it back in as he was checked by Derlego. 1 second left, and the Canadiens did not have a shot in this power play.
Mike O'Connell sporting his new headgear. Mats Helene with some kind of play, filling in for Pat Riggin. Maybe you do know how close it was. Pat Riggin. Gary Fraser didn't hesitate. Waving no goal. The crowd here at the Forum thought that the puck had slid over the end line, but Mats Helene got it right on the line and cleared it out, or it would have been 2-1. Just 1 second left to go on the penalty to Curran, and the Bruins will be back in full strength.
One experiment paying off as we look at Curran ready to come out now. Gord Kluzak, a left winger. He set up Charlie Burridge. That's what you're supposed to do, and Burridge drove it home to tie the game at 1. Ludwig scored for the Canadiens. 4:34 left in the first period at the Forum. Skrudland is out with Tremblay and McPhee. Bruins control. Ray Bourque drives it. Icing called on the play. Ray could have hit Curran with a pass, but better to take the icing and organize. The Bruins have had a few disappointments this year, killing off a penalty and then not having the right personnel out, and the other team comes through with a score. So take the face-off, and Ray Bourque did.
I'm not sure if they're celebrating Halloween or April Fool's Day in Toronto, but the Maple Leafs lead Edmonton 2-0. Pittsburgh 1-0 up on the LA Kings. Both of those games like this one in the first period.
Face-off now, Steve Kasper and Skrudland. 4:26 left in the first period. The shot stands 7 Montreal, 4 for Boston. And we have another face-off call.
They just updated the score, Fred. My mistake. It's not 2-0 Toronto. That'd be silly. It's 5-1 Toronto.
How about that? Skrudland and Kasper again. Canadiens with it. The shot blocked. Kasper blocked it on McPhee. Now it's kept in by Montreal. Batted away, not out. Kept in by McPhee again. Up for Tremblay. Good aggressive work by the Canadiens, and finally Passin is able to flip it to the Montreal zone. Racing for it, Nienhuis. Back is Lola, just got it ahead of him. Good aggressive work by Craig Nienhuis. As the Bruins have perked up on the attack, McPhee at center ice drops it over the line for Tremblay, who is ruled offside. 3:59 left in the first period. The Canadiens and Bruins are tied at 1.
Right now, let's go back to the studio for an intermission preview with Sean McDonough.
Thank you, David. Coming up in our first intermission, Dana Hersey tells us.
Can't say I blame the Bruins for wearing shields after that eye injury to Charlie Simmer in the game against Buffalo. Gates, Orlando, and Aaron Stick. He's 5'8". He caught 6'3" Simmer in the right eye. And boys, Charlie was down on the ice for so long, you just wondered if he'd have vision. He's expected back. Total of 3 weeks out. In deep, Gainey, a hard hit on Curran. Curran pokes it away, though, for Peterson. And Peterson rushes center ice. Over the line with Middleton, the shot, and it's wide. Middleton puts it wide from the right side. Curran battling to keep it in. With Peterson, he does. Peterson off for Courtnall. Wrapped up, not out, kept in by Telvin. Telvin for Middleton. Middleton across, looking for Peterson. It's intercepted by Carbonneau, one of the great defensive centers in the league. But it's stolen now by Peterson. Off for Telvin. Unfortunately, Courtnall could not stay onside. He tried to, and the face-off call. Good work by this line for Boston. Courtnall, Peterson, and Middleton with 3:20 left in the first period, 1-1.
Boy, Rick Middleton almost seems like a whole new player out there. Feels like he's gone and taken a cup out of the fountain of youth. He has been skating much better over the last couple of weeks, especially since Jeff Courtnall has been placed on the left wing, and since Barry Peterson has been doing his centering.
This is the big line offensively. All offensive players, Smith, Dahlin, and Naslund. They can dazzle you with their work. Telvin breaks it up on Smith, gets it away to Courtnall. In the center ice with Burridge. Courtnall swept it in. Marquardt is on there now. Courtnall replaced. Kluzak will go to left wing. The Bruins jam it up in the corner. Burridge fighting for it, trying to move it in front. He takes a hit from Robinson. Stand-up check. Robinson coming out. Away to Smith. Broken up by O'Connell. Bruins trying to come back. It's Burridge. Burridge. A lead in for Kluzak. He's to the corner first. Has it. Dropped it in front. Marquardt trying to jam it in and couldn't connect with it. As he was covered right in front. Good play, though. Kluzak threw it right at the crease. And Marquardt almost banged it home on a deflection off his skate or body.
Well, Nevin got into a fight just seconds into the game, and now he's having a conversation with Svoboda, Naslund, and Robinson. But nothing will come of that. Nevin always in the thick of it. I'm surprised to see him in the lineup tonight. I thought the team had pretty much decided to give Nevin another day or two to rest that hip pointer. But he's back out there tonight as you look at the opposing coaches. John Perron doesn't seem to say much during the course of the game. Kind of a Tom Landry-like coach. Butch Goring always shouting instructions. Now that I've said that, John Perron looks like a traffic cop over behind the Montreal bench.
This line for the Bruins. Burridge at center, Marquardt on the right, Kluzak on the left, with Tallinn and O'Connell. Up for Burridge. Burridge trying to work it in. He's checked at the line by Curvers. Now it's Marquardt getting it over the line and then broken up. Bruins trying to come back again. Territorially, they have changed the picture since getting the goal. And they're forechecking well. Marquardt jams it in. Into the corner behind the net. Trying to drop it in front. Richer, a rookie, fires it off for Deblois. Deblois broken up by O'Connell. But it's poked up to the Boston line, and it is Tallinn breaking up the Montreal play. Curvers from center ice. Long shot. Riggin with it. Gets it around for Tallinn. Tallinn takes the hit. Gets it away to Kluzak. He's a left winger. To O'Connell. Up for Burridge. Good chance here. Kluzak heads for the net. Blocked. Burridge's shot. Blocked. Can't move it in front. Battles Ludwig in deep. And Kluzak is checked in deep. Now works it away with that reach. Trying to center it. He's hauled down on the play. And fell on the puck. But no whistle. Middleton is on. He lost it, and Deblois breaks it out. 1:28 left in the first period. 1-1 the score. Richer, Deblois, off for Walter. Shot! Right between the pads of Riggin. Again, seemingly too deep in the net. And Walter makes it 2-1.
Well, Ryan Walter is a goal scorer. You have to challenge goal scorers, and Pat Riggin decided to kind of wait on Ryan, and it cost him that time. Walter gets a nice feed here. Snaps off the wrist shot right between the pads on Pat Riggin. Down on ice level, this is how it looks from behind the play. Right there, right between the wickets. Ryan Walter with the goal of the Canadiens with 1:23 left to go in this first period. Have the lead again.
And the Canadiens hadn't had a shot in Riggin of any consequence in about 8 minutes. And that one hurts. 1:15 left. Over the line comes Gainey. Gainey clearing in deep. Now it's out to Middleton. Middleton breaking with Courtnall. Peterson trying to come up and help out. Middleton trying to do it alone in front. Broken up by Robinson. Kept in by Bourque. Lost to Robinson. Robinson trying to clear it out. Does. And the play call for an offside. 58 seconds left.
Well, there's Chris Nyland back out to skate a shift after his go with Jay Miller. Nyland is a real spark plug. He can get this crowd going.
And the draw won by the Canadiens. They lead 2-1. Ryan Walter, the scorer. At the Boston line, Ray Bourque with it. For Peterson. Courtnall with him. Over the line. His shot blocked and cleared away by Nyland. Taken over by Blum. Pass up, stopped by Robinson. Bruins Middleton tried to sneak it by Lawler and never connected with it. And Gainey gets it back and over the Boston line with 30 seconds left. And Nyland a shot grabbed by Riggin. Can't clear it out. Kept in by Carbonneau. Behind the net, Blum trying to move it out. Has trouble. Nyland checks him. His shot blocked. Robinson able to keep it in. It trickles in to Riggin and he covers up as Carbonneau is upended by Blum. And 16 seconds left. The face-off in the Boston end. 2-1 the score. Ryan Walter giving the Canadiens the lead.
Ludwig has the other Montreal goal, and Randy Burridge, the goal scorer for Boston. Well, Nyland and the rest of the Canadiens doing a good job of hemming in the Bruins, especially John Blum bothering Blum as he tries to get the puck out. Robinson took the backhander and hit a couple of sticks and a skate on the way in, took a lot of the steam out of the shot and just rolled in on Pat Riggin. Canadiens have outshot the Bruins 10-4, but as Fred mentioned, until that Ryan Walter goal, they had gone a long stretch without even a shot on goal.
Peterson and Smith on the faceoff. 16 seconds left in the period. Ludwig and Walter scoring for Montreal. Burridge for Boston. And it's back to Curvers. His shot blocked by Marquardt. Poked in again deep and Telvin with it. Telvin clears it out. Canadiens just controlling it now. And the clock runs out in the first period. Stay tuned for our first intermission featuring Dana Hersey with a movie law preview. The Wilbraham Twin Meadow Junior Indians meet Norwood in mini 1-on-1 bantam qualifying round. Johnny Pearson will bring you highlights and analysis of the first period. Score at the end of the first period is Montreal 2 and Boston 1.
Montreal 2, Boston 1. Later in this intermission, John Pearson will break down the first period highlights for us. But first, here's Dana Hersey to tell us about upcoming attractions on the Movie Loft. Indeed, go Pats. At the end of one period, the Bruins trail the Montreal Canadiens. The score at the Montreal Forum. Now with the first period highlights, here's John Pearson.
All right, thanks, Sean. The Montreal Forum, always a special place for National Hockey League action, and tonight was no exception. Not a bad first period for the Boston Bruins when you consider they're out without the services of three of their top players, Charlie Simmer, Keith Crowder, and Ken Linsman, all out of the lineup. Good solid period. A little problem in goal. Riggin on a couple of the ones the Canadiens scored, but it was played at a fast pace. And to counter that, you have to have hard work and good discipline. And the Bruins showed a little of that as the period went along. But they also showed good forechecking. This did not result in a goal, but we want to show you something here. We talk a lot about forechecking. And right here, you're going to see Jeff Courtnall moving into the Canadiens' corner. Now, this is Robinson going for the puck. We want to show you the good forechecking, the body contact first. That's the first man in. Should always use the body very effectively. Courtnall does it very well here on Robinson. The play will develop. Now we're going to show you a good setup as well. This is Peterson, the other Bruin, going to the front of the net, trying to reach for the puck, but right there. Now Rick Middleton down the left-hand corner of your screen, in very good position. He can turn and come back and be a back checker, or he can move in for an offensive play. Courtnall gets the puck, and watch this setup right here. Beautiful pass. The goaltender, Penny, got his right pad on it miraculously. Otherwise, that would have been a goal for Rick Middleton. Nice forechecking play by Courtnall, though, as he got the Bruins off in the first period. The first goal of the game went to the Canadiens just at the tail end of a power play for the Bruins. And this is Bobby Smith, a tremendous player for the Canadiens. Deblois alongside of him. We're going to show you the play at the blue line. Now, unfortunately, there were nobody coming back here, so the defense had to back in. And Derlego got caught back on the right point. And here's the drive by Ludwig. Now, we're going to show you this from the high angle, and you're going to see exactly what we're talking about. Now, watch the defense for the Bruins. They have to back in because nobody's coming back. And here comes Bobby Smith. Nice left wing pass to Ludwig, coming in off that side. Now, Derlego right here plays this pretty well. Riggin, you'll see, is going to end up a little too deep in his goal crease. At this moment, he should come out a step or two because there's no way Ludwig can cut in, so he's going to take the angle away. Actually, he starts going back in the net, and the high drive goes right underneath the crossbar. Riggin should have come out just a little bit on that play. Canadiens up 1-0 at the other end of the ice. The same thing happened to Steve Penny. We're going to show you that here on the nice play by Kluzak from the corner to Burridge. Right here now, the big size of Kluzak playing up on the left wing. Richer is the Canadian 44, cannot muscle Kluzak off the puck. Look at Burridge, perfectly positioned now, grabs that pass and starts to move towards the net, gets the good shot away on the short side. And he got it off the goalpost, I believe, and into the far corner. Nice play by Kluzak and Burridge. From the high angle, we're going to show you something right here on this kid Burridge. Now, he sets up beautifully here with that right leg up in front. We're having a little problem there, but we'll get it up going here. Now, look at him reach off the backhand, getting the puck on his forehand. He'll move in right here as he goes for the drive. Now, watch Penny, how deep he is in the goal crease. He should have moved out, realizing Burridge would not come in too much. But he allowed him to pick the short side goalpost, and the game at that point was tied at 1-1. Subsequently, Waller scored for the Canadiens late in the first period, 2-1 Montreal, but the Bruins are going to have to pick up their passing a little bit to the open man in the second period. And now back to Sean McDonough.
All righty, thank you, John. We'll see you again at the end of the second period. Let's take a look at the scores from the rest of the NHL action tonight. One big surprise to tell you about, and you can see it on the bottom of your screen. That is not a mistake. First, let's tell you about Los Angeles and Pittsburgh. They are 1-1 now, just underway in the second period at Pittsburgh. Chris Dahlquist has the goal in that game for Pittsburgh and Bernie Nichols for Los Angeles. And in Toronto, they are now just underway in the second period. The Maple Leafs led 5-1 at the end of one. That's still where it stands. Russ Courtnall, Jeff's brother, had 2 goals in the first period for Toronto. Freacher, Thomas, and Smith, the others. Wayne Gretzky had the only goal for Edmonton. And in the only other game in the National Hockey League tonight, a little bit later on, New Jersey and Chicago will get underway. Here's the scoring summary for the first period of our game in Montreal. Ludwig, his first of the year at .312, put the Canadiens out in front by a score of 1-0. Bobby Smith got the assist. Bruins came back to tie it on Randy Burridge's 6th of the season at .1229 from Gord Kluzak. That made it 1-1. And then, as John told you, late in the period, it was Ryan Walter, his 10th of the year at 18:37. That made it 2-1 Montreal, and the Bruins need to get a few more shots on goal. They had only 4 on Steve Penny in the first period. The Montreal Canadiens had 10 on Pat Riggin. 2-1 is our score. We're set for second period action. So let's go back to the Forum to Fred and Dave.
Well, the Canadiens are coming back out onto the ice here at the Montreal Forum. Bruins due out any moment. These certainly have a great opportunity to come in and steal one here tonight, despite the fact that they trailed 2-1. But in order to do it, they're going to have to start creating more offense. Only 4 shots on Steve Penny, who last year was the #1 goaltender for this club, but this year has fallen all the way down to 3rd behind Sotart and Roy. Penny made a great save on Rick Middleton in that first period, but he really wasn't tested much. That certainly was a tester, and Randy Burridge's shot, more than just a test, it resulted in a goal. But the Bruins are going to have to forecheck a little bit harder. I thought they did an excellent job in the first period, especially after getting Randy Burridge's goal. That really picked them up. They carried the play to Montreal, but Pat Riggin is going to have to come up with a couple of big saves along the way while the Bruins are trying to stir things up at the Montreal end. Canadiens have been playing great hockey. The Canadiens, along with the Nordiques, leading Boston by 5 in the Adams Division race. Bruins, well documented, having their problems on the road, but since the St. Louis game, they have played good hockey on the road, with the exception of the third period on the island. And tonight, they could just put together another 2 good periods. They could come away with 2 points.
Well, their farm team, Moncton, is coached by Terry Crisp, who played a lot for the Flyers, but he's an original Bruin going way back. And they share that team with Calgary, but they have some players there. And Moncton, not a good team this year. Kind of near last place in their division, but they've won their last 5 road games.
Well,
so they brought up Greg Johnston out of Moncton to maybe get a little infusion for the Boston Bruins. But Cleon Daskalakis is in goal for 4 of them. And to win on the road, American Hockey League, given the players that you have there and maybe their attitudes, I tell you, that's quite an accomplishment by Moncton.
I hope Greg brought a thermos full of that juice or whatever the potion is that has them winning on the road down in Moncton.
Underway, second period, 2-1 the Canadiens. Blum is on defense with Bork. Bork forced back by Carbonneau. The Canadiens start their checkers, led by Carbonneau. Gainey and Nyland. Puck in, Riggin leaving it for Blum. Blum around for Courtnall out. Good break here. Bork coming up, the 4th man. And it's fed in front by Courtnall, but Peterson can't get it. Courtnall has it in the corner, out of the corner to Middleton. Stick handling, shooting, and it's deflected wide. Oh, and behind the net, Courtnall digging again. Courtnall knocked down, penalty coming up. Svoboda for knocking him down, and the Bruins with the power play. And the question is, has Courtnall made Peterson and Middleton, or have Peterson and Middleton made Courtnall? And I say Courtnall's made them. He's been aggressive and playing well. And you're watching Bruins hockey from the Forum in Montreal.
Here looking at Peter Svoboda, called for a holding at 35 seconds of the second period. Bruins get a shot on the power play. Hopefully it's a Courtnall family night. Brother Russ Courtnall has a pair of goals to help Toronto to a 5-1 lead over Edmonton second period.
Peterson, Courtnall, Middleton out. The draw to Robinson. He's checked by Middleton. Around the boards, Bork moves in, keeps it in, lost it. Gainey there checking it. Bruins press, falling down is Peterson. And the puck cleared out by Bob Gainey. Mike O'Connell, Ray Bork. As we look at Mike O'Connell, not only with a helmet, but a shield now. After that terrible injury to Charlie Simmer, the puck is cleared in, and Bork goes for it. In deep, kicks it away to Courtnall. Courtnall wrapped up, though, and Carbonneau skates it out with Gainey. They're attacking, and Gainey gets it in the Boston zone. Now playing it back to Larry Robinson, 34 years of age, and still a force for the Montreal Canadiens. He and Gainey, 2 of the veterans who are the glue of the team. And the Bruins, Mike O'Connell sweeps it in around the boards. Middleton pokes it in deep, but it goes right to Robinson, and it's swept out of the zone. All the way down to Riggin. 2-1 the Canadiens lead. 55 seconds left in the Boston power play as Telvin starts it back for the Bruins. Driving it in. Kenny can't stop it. Kluzak, Middleton able to keep it in, and now they lose it to Robinson, who seems to be everywhere in this power play. At a very significant time, the start of the second period, Bruins looking for the equalizer. Kluzak plays it back to Telvin. Now to Tallinn. 28 seconds left. Long one up for Kluzak. Kluzak for Facine. It's broken up. Kluzak trying to get control. Can't do it. The line is Burridge, Facine, and Kluzak. 15 seconds on the power play. Round the boards, Kluzak had it. Back for Tallinn. In for Burridge. Burridge trying to move it in front. Kluzak uses his weight. Tries to get control in deep, battling Lawler. Gets it away to Burridge. Burridge wheeling in the zone. Back right point, Telvin. Shot blocked by Penny in a screen. Tallinn drives, tipped by Burridge and over the net. And the Canadiens at full strength. Stolen on Lawler by Kluzak. Clears to the other side. Facine trying to keep it in. And Ludwig takes over for Montreal. Now right at the end of that power play, Bruins with a chance. Naslund is out there. Clears it in. Nienhuis starts it back. Can't set up Facine, but it rolls away from Curvers. Penny out, broken up by Facine, who can't control it. And Curvers gets it back with a beautiful play to Naslund. Some open ice for him. He dazzles over the line. Left wing side, back for Curvers. Shot. Kicked out by Riggin to the corner. Fed up to Nienhuis from Bork. Nienhuis away to Facine. Too hard for him. And the Canadiens take over, leading 2-1. Blum trying to keep it inside the line, but the play called offside. Second period action will continue from the Forum in a moment. Bobby Smith at center with Dahlin and Naslund. The 2 Swedish players. Dahlin, top candidate for Rookie of the Year. And they can attack. Here comes Naslund over the line. Beautifully to Dahlin. Dahlin's shot is wide. The rebound, Boston's Nienhuis coming out. Good break here. This is not a defensive line for the Canadiens, but Smith gets back now and steals the pass just inside his line. Robinson around the boards. Blum trying to keep it in, and it's stopped, and at center ice, the play broken up by Greg Johnston. Done with Nienhuis and Casper. Now Nienhuis gets skating room over the line, right wing side, going deep. Behind the net, he's checked by Svoboda. Casper in to get it. Casper trying to make his play. Wheels away from Smith for a shot, and it's blocked. Johnston put that one on Penny, and Penny held the short side. Kept in by the Bruins. Casper rolled it in front, but it's Robinson covering now. Up for Dahlin. And now Smith takes over and gets it out to Naslund. Naslund breaking. Beautiful shift over the line. Cuts away in front. Dropped it, and Curran breaks it up as it struck the skate of Casper. And the Bruins clear it out. The Bruins can pin that line in their own zone, though. Not that effectively defensively, but then Naslund broke it out and had a real threat going. Walter does now. Tipped wide by Riggin. Kept in by Deblois. Taken over by Telvin. Up for Courtnall. Bruins break it out. Courtnall for Peterson. Good pass. Over the line. Peterson looking for somebody else, and in deep. Courtnall wheels around those behind the net and lost it. Carbonneau breaks it out. They have the big checkers on against the Boston line that threatens. Ludwig at center ice, clearing in. The Canadiens lead 2-1, 14:40 left, second period. Curran back, a long one. Courtnall on a deflection, able to wrap it over the line. He's hauled down by Ludwig, and now Ludwig is going out. That's the second penalty that Courtnall has drawn. A hooking call on Ludwig with 14:31 left in the second period. And with the score, Canadiens 2, Bruins 1. Bruins hockey will continue in a moment.
Craig Ludwig, who scored the game's first goal, picks up a hooking call right there as he dropped Jeff Courtnall. The penalty called. 5:29.
Draw won by Carbonneau for Robinson, around for Lawler. Not cleared out. Kept in. Drive deflected wide from the right point by O'Connell. Peterson back for Bourque. Up for Peterson. Can't hang on. Courtnall trying to get it. Robinson trying to clear it. And Perron, the coach of the Canadiens, has to go to Robinson throughout this game. There he is, the 34-year-old veteran, with Chelios out with a knee injury and Green out with a broken finger sustained in the Russian game. So he's bearing down on Robinson.
O'Connell tees it up, and Nifty tries to deflect it by Penny, but notice how Penny came out to challenge the shot by Mike O'Connell and caught that deflection just as it came off Middleton.
Puck down. Cleared on the boards. O'Connell trying to poke it in deep. Does. Middleton check there. Bruins battle at the point. Stop. Bourque fires. Kick out. Save by Penny. And it's batted into the stands. And a face-off called. And a break in the action. Let's pause for station identification.
This is TV 38, WSBK-TV, Boston.
Well, Steve Penny coming up with some great goaltending in this second period. Look at that kick-out save there off of Ray Bourque. Larry Robinson took a swipe at it, knocked it up into the seats. So we'll have another draw to the right of that man, Steve Penny. #1 goaltender a year ago. Pressured by Patrick Roy, the rookie, and lost his starting job and subsequently the backup job to Sotard.
Carbonneau and Peterson. Kluzak is out in place of Courtnall on the wing. Peterson, Middleton, Kluzak. Peterson gets it. Back for Bourque. Bourque up for Peterson. Peterson to Middleton. In front shot. Blocked by Penny. Just got the glove on it as was headed for the corner. Kluzak fights for it. Keeps it in. Now it's batted up. Not out. O'Connell into Middleton. Middleton's pass, though. Stopped. Not cleared out. Knocked down by O'Connell. Holding along the line. Off for Bourque. Bourque trying to close. Drops it for O'Connell. A shot. Save Penny. Spectacular. Block. Steve Penny. And now at center ice, Bruins power play. Kluzak trying to lead Middleton in. Robinson knocks it away. 57 seconds left on the power play, the second of the period for Boston. O'Connell drives it in, and Robinson is there. He's going to practically play the whole game. His clear is into the stands. The face-off to the right of Penny. And Steve Penny very sharp as O'Connell had an excellent opportunity.
Boy, he was quick with the blocker on that shot by Mike. O'Connell got off a good shot that was headed stick side upstairs, and Penny came up quickly with the blocker to deflect it away. Bruins getting some good pressure off his power play. Well, they just called O'Connell for a penalty. Here's the announcement. High sticking is the call. O'Connell gets a high sticking penalty, and Mike says, wait, are you kidding me? John D'Amico telling Mike, you better get in the box. Mike is bleeding, too. Look at that, Mike. Took a stick underneath the lip, the lower lip.
And he's going to the penalty box.
Yes. One of these days, Kerry Fraser called the game in Boston on Saturday night, a game in which a Gates Orlando high stick injured Charlie Simmer's right eye, and another high stick cut Ray Bork on the bridge of the nose. No penalties were called either time. Here, Mike obviously was cut by a stick and is headed to the dressing room to be tended to. Jay Miller is going to serve O'Connell's high sticking penalty, but I don't understand how a Canadian didn't hold the other end of that stick.
Well, I didn't see the play, but what obviously happened is somebody cut Mike O'Connell,
right,
and Mike retaliated,
sure.
And Frazier saw the retaliation.
Well, Butch had pretty much the same thing to say there that he did Saturday night when Kerry called the game.
It was away from the play of the puck. The Bruins, each team short a man. Tallinn into Kasper. Kasper trying to make a play across for Bork, but it's blocked. And 38 seconds, the Canadiens will go on the power play. A steal by Tremblay. An errant pass by Mats Tallinn, but the Canadiens can't capitalize. And now Lawler right back. Lawler, a shot blocked by Tallinn, swept around by Riggin. Smith keeps it in. A steal. Bork breaks. 3-on-2 with Passin. Kasper is open. And the shot by Passin should have passed. Kasper clear up the center. And Penny held the short side on Passin. Bruins had a 2-on-1, almost a 3-on-1. Now they started again. Easy to see the play up here. And it's a power play for the Canadiens now. Johnston controlling it, plays it back in the Boston end. A minute left on the Canadian power play. Telvin able to clear it away. Passin, though, had Steve Kasper alone heading right in front of Penny. Robinson on the power play. The pass up for Deline. Deline for Walter. His shot blocked by Kern. Walter checked. In the corner, it's kept in. Deline, Robinson, back for Deline. The rookie shot tipped wide. Middleton tried to clear it, couldn't. Kept in. Now it deflects away for Johnston. Johnston can't clear it. Kern able to pop it out the center ice. 28 seconds, Canadian power play. Canadians lead 2-1. This one, Riggin coming out to sweep it away from in front of Curvers. 18 seconds left on the power play, and Robinson, who's played most of this period, helping to kill 2 penalties, and now on the power play. To Curvers, fed in deep. Riggin way out, pokes it up, but not out. Kept in by the Canadians. Dahlin for Robinson, kept it in beautifully. Off for Naslund. Beautiful pass to Curvers to Naslund. A dazzling play, and Naslund, power play, makes it 3-1.
Well, you can't pass any better than the Canadians just did. Robinson, Naslund, Curvers, Naslund, just like that. Nice save by Robinson. That makes the play. To Naslund, to Curvers, and he gives it right back to Matt. Just like that. Bing, bing, bing. Red light goes on. What a play Larry Robinson makes right there to keep it in the zone. Naslund to Curvers, who has 4 shots on goal. He passes up the shot to feed Naslund. Easy goal from Mats, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Canadiens. The goal coming at 7:41.
And Larry Robinson, we played almost 9 minutes of the period, and Robinson has probably played 8 of them. To see him out there in the power play, but he made it go. And Curvers and Robinson assist Naslund, and the Canadiens have a 2-goal lead. And Richer, the rookie, over the line, broken up by Kasper and Telvin. Away in the center ice. It is Passin over the line. Passin, wrist shot. It's blocked. Kasper centers. Knocked away by Ludwig. Passin kept it in. Nienhuis was knocked down in the play. The Canadiens clear, will be icing as Curran goes back. 10:50 left in the second period. With the score, Montreal 3 and Boston 1. Let's pause for this message.
I said the time of the goal for Naslund, 7:41. It was 8:41 for Mats Naslund from Curvers and Robinson.
This is Naslund's 4th year in the league. Each year he has added to his goal totals, and he's on his way for that. This year he had 26 the first, 29, then 42. He has 28 now. Already just halfway through. Lawler rushes for Montreal with a 3-1 lead. In deep behind the net, Riggin now trying to clear it for Pacine. And it's out to center ice. Casper trying to break. The Canadiens will sit on this 2-goal lead now. They can check. And in deep, Lawler is broken up. But it rolls to Walter. Walter can't move it out. Finally, it is iced by Montreal. Missing 2 key defensemen. They're going to play it that way. 10:13 left in the second period. For the Bruins, of course, Louis Slager still out. Frank Simonetti with the shoulder. And a big line of Linsman, Crowder, and Simmer all missing.
Well, look at the save by Larry Robinson. That's what made the play. Naslund quickly got it to Curvers, and Curvers made a good pass right on Naslund's stick, and all he had to do was just steer it back on net. Pat Riggin couldn't be faulted on that goal. Not much Patrick could do. I don't see Mike O'Connell on the bench just yet. I'm sure he's being stitched up after taking a cut underneath the lower lip.
Peterson draws. Bork fires, deflected wide. Penny covers up as it comes off the backboards.
Well, the 4,077th's under threat of invasion, so they're being evacuated, but their new camp is not to everyone's liking on MASH tonight at 11 here on WSBK TV 38.
Carbonneau against Peterson, as Perron has had this checking line out every time Peterson, Courtnall, and Middleton are out there. Boy, how you miss a whole line. Unbelievable. Linsman, Crowder, and Simmer. It is back to Bork. Bork, a shift, moves in, the shot. It is blocked. 3 Canadiens converged in front. Back to Bork again, a shot in. Knocked away by Svoboda. Gainey just clears it away. Courtnall winding up. The long lead pass. Peterson battling in, gets it. Peterson trying to get the trailer. Courtnall couldn't do it. The Canadiens just checking a steal by Peterson. Peterson shot. It is blocked by Gainey and goes outside the line. Bruins have to regroup. Tallinn now with Carbonneau on him. Around for Bork. Bork trying to clear it out. Gainey steals, shot, save, Riggin. Oh, Gainey had that one 20 feet away, and the Bruins break it out. Jeff Courtnall, left wing side. Up over the line, cuts across in front, leaves it for Peterson. Courtnall took a heavy hit for that one. Courtnall back up. On the boards, battling for it. Into Middleton. Middleton trying to make the play. Carbonneau jams it up. And it goes to Nyland. And Nyland able to finally clear it out to Gainey. Gainey just holding, waiting for a line change. Curran trips Skrudland, who just came on. And Frazier lets it go. Tallinn trying to clear it out. Stopped by Tremblay, brought back in over the line. The face-off called. And from the Forum, the score, the Canadiens 3 and the Bruins 1. Face-off outside the Boston blue line. 8:51 left in the second period. The Canadiens lead. The big third goal scored by Naslund on a power play. Earlier, Walter had scored, and then Ludwig, and for Boston, Burridge. Johnston clears it in. Kluzak playing left wing in, trying to center it. Blocked by Ludwig. Popped around the corner. McPhee takes a hit, but knocks down Johnston. Curvers back up. Stolen by Telvin. Telvin wraps it in deep. Ludwig trying to sweep it out. Kluzak using his size, but he falls on the puck this time. Back up. Lost it. Canadiens just drop it out. Protecting the 3-1 lead. Waiting for any other opportunities they can get. Gainey had one a moment ago. 20 feet out, dead on. And back in the Boston end, it is Brian Curran winding up. The Bruins have 8 shots to date. We're more than halfway through. Nienhuis clearing in. Bruins dig in. Penny trying to move it around for Naslund. Naslund, a touch pass, but now it's broken up by Tallinn. Tallinn poked it in the corner. Taking over, though, is Lawler. Up for Tremblay, and the quick clear out by the Canadiens. That's all they're doing, guarding and protecting the 3-1 lead right now with Steve Penny in the nets. Well, the Bruins have to just keep digging, and try to create an offense. And Facine does, over the line now. Check. Smith able to clear it out. Waits for Dahlin. Dahlin on Tallinn. Stops, looks for some help. Gives it to Smith. Smith, a long reach, pokes it in. Naslund is hit in deep and buried by Tallinn, and Tallinn is going to go out. Delayed call. Canadiens press now and have possession. Delayed call. It's on Tallinn for hitting Naslund. Nobody in the Canadian net. They're trying to at least get a face-off in the Boston zone again. Carbonneau able to clear it in, and now it is called. And 6:58 left. Holding call.
Well, we'd like to remind you that the Bruins beat the Winnipeg Jets 1 week from Sunday night, January 19th, from the Winnipeg Arena. Face-off at 8 p.m. And on Wednesday, January 22nd, Brad Park and his Detroit Red Wings will host the Bruins from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. Face-off at 7:30. So be sure to catch all the action right here on WSBK TV 38. Well, Tallinn gets the holding call. 13:02, the time of the penalty. Looking at Matz.
For Montreal, Walter is out with Naslund and Dahlin. And Robinson, who's been rested since the Canadiens went in front 3-1, is out on the power play now. Larry Robinson and Tom Kurvers. Kurvers out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. A lot of American and Swedish players on the Montreal Canadiens. The fans just look at the numbers and the talent and say, don't care what nationality, just win. And suddenly they put it together. They won 3 straight after Toronto, of all teams, beat them 3-2. Kurvers keeps it in. Power play, 3-1 lead. Naslund with it, and you have to back off him. Along the line, Robinson, a shot, and a save by Riggin. Tallinn able to keep it in. Back for Naslund. Naslund setting up on the left wing side. In for Dahlin. Quick shot. Block save by Curran, who went down on Dahlin. For Dahlin again. Now Naslund. For Kurvers. Robinson. In for Naslund. Naslund. Back for Robinson. His shot blocked. The Canadiens are passing nicely, but they're not skating. They're not moving around. They've got the 3-1 lead. Got to move around on that power play. Here comes Kurvers in the center ice. The drive in. Riggin able to get it, tie it up, and a face-off called. 1:10 left on the Canadian power play. 6:08 left, second period, 3-1 Montreal.
Well, good to see Mike O'Connell back out on the ice. Mike taking his first shift since being called for a high sticking penalty in retaliation to receiving a stick right underneath the lower lip. Bad Riggin and Mike. A little consultation on how to play the Canadiens on this power play.
I don't think Mike was cut all year, and he puts a shield on. Yvon Lambert, former Canadian, Buffalo Sabre, and Mike puts the shield on and the helmet on, and whap, probably got a couple of stitches.
We'll see that helmet in the trash bin after the game, I'm certain.
Smith is out with Tremblay and Richer. 1:10 left on the power play, and it's back to Robinson and across for Kurvers, and a blast scores! A high shot under the crossbar and a power play for Kurvers, and it is 4-1 Montreal.
Boy, Kurvers has a big shot, and he got it off. He has gotten 4 on goal tonight. He faked the shot last time and set up Matt Naslund for a goal. This time he lets go with a blistering drive. Short side, right over the glove, under the crossbar. Tom Kurvers. Right off the draw, from one point to the other. Boom. Just like that. 4-1 Montreal. The goal coming. 13:57.
And the Peterson line out, and that means the Carbonneau line to check in.
Canadiens goal is sixth of the year, scored by number 18, Tom.
And Gainey breaks with Nyland open. Gainey shot, hit the post to the left of Riggin. Gainey went for the goal at his Nyland, clearing it in front, stopped by Peterson, out for Courtnall, up the left wing side on Ludwig, away for Middleton, breaking in, almost, couldn't do it. Svoboda just got back on him, kept in by Peterson for Bork. Bork couldn't accept the pass, and the Canadiens out. 3-on-1, Carbonneau breaking, Carbonneau tried to set up Gainey on Nyland, and it went right between them. Nyland pokes it to the corner, and Bork overskates. Nyland has it for Carbonneau. Shot blocked by O'Connell. Bruins trying to clear it out. Can't do it. Kept in by Carbonneau for Rooney. Rooney broken up, and Boston starts it back. And the Canadiens just checking them solidly, particularly when the Bruins set up in the Canadian end. And they're protecting Penny as Deblois is offside. Very, very well. It's still just 8 shots for Boston and 4:59 left in the second period.
Well, the Canadiens have made the most of their scoring opportunities and have created some offense, scoring on the power play. Bruins just haven't been able to create enough offense on Steve Penny. The one good power play they had. They got pressure on Penny, but he came up with some big stops. There's a big shot by Tom Kurvers.
Kelvin fires it in. 4-1 Montreal lead. Kasper with it. Forced deep by Robinson, centers it, and it's Nienhuis, a backhander, scores! Craig Nienhuis from Steve Kasper with 4:47 left in the second period, and the Bruins get their second goal.
Number 13 on the year for Craig Nienhuis, one of the leading goal scorers among rookies. Facine gets a crowd around him out in the crease. Kasper tries to center. Look at this. 2 Canadians check Facine, and the loose puck comes out to Nienhuis right between the pads. Penny went down, but too late. Here comes Nienhuis right between the pads.
Over the line, Deblois, he's in. Riggin blocked it and is able to trap it. And a signal for a slashing penalty on Curran, who's going out as Deblois walked in alone on the right wing side. Riggin a big stop, and the puck bounced right for him. But now the Canadiens have a power play after the Bruins get a score from Nienhuis.
Well, Fred, I would hate to say any one stage of the game, especially in the second period, is critical, but I would say killing off this penalty is critical for Boston. They just got a little momentum back, or if nothing else, halted Montreal's momentum following the Kurvers goal. And now they go short-handed. Penalty being called, 15-24. Bruins within 2 as you look at Jean Perron, head coach of the Canadiens. Curran gets the call for slashing. The Canadiens score here. Boy, that is really going to put a pin in the Bruins balloon after getting back into this thing within 2.
Toronto leads Edmonton 6-5. Here's a power play. The Canadiens have scored their last 2 goals on power plays by Naslund and by Kurvers. And Kurvers set up Naslund for 1. Robinson set up Kurvers. Robinson figured in both of them. He's out there now, of course. Walter, Naslund. Naslund has it. Tough to stop. Robinson over to Kurvers. Fed in deep. Tallinn checking vigorously on Walter. In traffic, Naslund got it back to Kurvers, to Robinson, to Naslund, closing the shot to save Riggin. Bruins failed to clear. Now Peterson kept to it, stopped by Kurvers. Kept in for Naslund. He's the quarterback on the power play, no question about that. He's at left wing. Now to Kurvers, the shot just missed. Robinson fires and blocked in front. Oh, Robinson put that one right on. Robinson is up at right wing now, trying to shift with Dahlin. He's able to do it. Over to Kurvers. Peterson checking the play. Tallinn and Blum out there. Kasper and Peterson in deep. Tallinn trying to jam it out of the corner. It is back. Naslund, Kurvers, Robinson just able to keep it in. Robinson stick handling beautifully. In for Naslund. Back for Tallinn over to Robinson, the point man. Play in the Boston zone. Power play. 4-2 the Canadiens. In deep. Kurvers shoots and misses. He thinks he's a goal scorer now, so he's up at left wing. And he missed the net. Robinson for Naslund, right back. The pressure on. Falling down is Blum. He's back up. And a shot by Waller. Save 2 in a row by remarkable stop by Pat Riggin on the power play as Walter put the heat on.
Well, that should do wonders for both Pat Riggin and the Bruins at a time when they need it most. Pat comes up with some big saves. Look at this. Deline slipped and fell. Ryan Walter stuffed not once but twice, and then Shell Deline tries to take a poke at it. Boy, that's great goaltending by Pat Riggin. Edmonton and Toronto now tied up at 6-6. Leafs led at one point 5-1. I guess the Oilers finally showed up at the Maple Leaf Gardens.
The draw, one for Boston. O'Connell trying to clear it, misfired. Middleton trying to poke it out, stopped by Naslund. He's broken up, and the Bruins, O'Connell breaks it out. A threat here with DeLego. DeLego too late on the pass to Middleton. And the Bruins are offside trying to move over the Canadian line, and they were trapping the offensive-minded Canadians on the power play. Almost a 3-on-1 there. 26 seconds left on Curran's penalty. 3:02 left in the second period. The last goal, it was Nienhuis from Casper and maybe Pacine to get the Bruins within range again. And they have 9 shots to date in the game with 3 minutes left in the second period. But they do have 2 goals. If they could put some heat on Penny, they're not out of it. Naslund fires in on the power play. Bork trying to slash it out. And DeLego, checked by Smith, is kept in. Smith, using his size, has it. Moves near the net in front. Blocked by Riggin. What a stop on Smith, who came right in front. And Middleton clears. And Riggin has come up big. The Canadians are up to 21 shots on net now, and they've been pouring them on this power play. Long pass stopped at center ice by the Bruins. Bruins come back. Kluzak clears it in the zone. The Bruins back at full strength, trailing 4-2. 2:23 left in the period. Forechecking Johnston, but it's cleared away all the way to Pat Riggin. Swept it off for Brian Curran. Up for Kluzak. Kluzak at left wing set up the first Boston goal by Burridge. In deep, kept in by Telvin. His shot deflected wide. Bruins press in the zone. Johnston trying to keep it in, and Telvin goes to center ice. Kluzak there for Johnston, called up from Moncton with Crowder out with the flu, and Bruins clear it in. Pressure. Kluzak in deep. Sweeps it deep, but Svoboda takes over. Pass stopped by Kluzak. Kept in on a steal, a shot, and a save by Penny. And Kluzak has looked very effective at left wing.
Well, there's 1:43 left to go. Second period. The score, Montreal 4, Boston 2. Let's go back to the studio for an intermission preview with Sean McDonough.
Thanks, Dave. Coming up in our second intermission, our series on Bruins rookies continues. Tonight we profile Craig Nienhuis. Hockey Trivia gives you a chance to call in and win 2 Bruins tickets. We'll update the condition of Charlie Simmer, and we'll talk about Russians, Swedes, and Finns during tonight's hockey update. And John Pearson has the second period highlights, so stay with us.
Well, it's been a while since Gord Kluzak has skated the left wing, but he's doing a pretty good job over there tonight, throwing his weight around, forcing the play, keeping the puck alive around the boards. Jean Perron looks a little concerned at 4-1. Things look pretty good, but suddenly the Bruins are back in the hockey game.
Thanks to Pat Riggin and his goaltending, a couple of Canadian power plays. Casper gets the draw, but Telvin has to go center ice for it. Broken up by Dahlin. Dahlin takes a hit from Nienhuis, but gets it off for Naslund, who stopped, and the Bruins break it back. Pacine on the right, a threat with Casper over the line. Back for Pacine, who was just checked by Lawler, and that put the pass behind Pacine. Curran trying to move it back, can't connect. Back in the Boston zone, Brian Curran, who's our defense with Telvin. Bruins down by 2, 4-2. 2 of the goals for the Canadians, power plays, and the Bruins with not too many shots on Steve Penny. 10, as a matter of fact. In deep, Pacine checks. Gets it. Check. Fell down. Penalty coming up on Montreal. And the Bruins will have a power play with 56 seconds left. A cross-checking penalty on Lawler.
Well, Dave Pacine uses that strength of his to draw the penalty off Lawler. Lawler went back to get the puck, and Pacine went in to check. Now Robinson and Casper get tied up, and Lawler didn't like the bump that David had given him earlier. It gives him a little cross-check right in front of Kerry Fraser, who makes the call. It would be sweet for the Bruins to be able to pluck one in behind Steve Penny here before 56 seconds tick off the clock. This power play will be split almost down the middle. The Bruins would love to grab a power play goal here, go in down 1 at the end of 2.
Peterson out with Courtnall and Middleton. Mike O'Connell and Ray Bourque inside the Canadian line. Carbonneau and Peterson on the draw. Carbonneau draws for Robinson. Up for Gainey. He's checked by Bourque. Now Robinson takes over, trying to clear it. It is kept. Oh, they say that Mike tried to make a nice play. He had to reach back a little at the line, and D'Amico was right there to call it. Mike felt he could be able to keep that one in.
Mike O'Connell sporting his new helmet and shield, and there's Guy Carbonneau with the Montreal model.
44 seconds left in the period, and Carbonneau gets it to Robinson. Robinson is able to move it to center ice, hold off Courtnall, keep control, and Ludwig is able to clear it. Boston trails 4-2. They need a power play goal in this situation, either now or first minute of the third period. Up to Peterson for Middleton. Over the line, it's stopped by Gainey. Gainey able to clear it out. 18 seconds left in the period. Bourque starts for the Bruins. For Peterson, breaking in. Across for Middleton. For Courtnall, he scores with 7 seconds left. Beautiful passing. Peterson to Middleton, who saw Courtnall open, and Courtnall had an empty net to make it Canadiens 4, Boston 3.
Ray Bourque makes a great pass to send Peterson in. Barry slides it across to Middleton. Just when you think Nifty's going to take the shot, he spots Jeff Courtnall. And, of course, Penny's already reacted to Middleton. Watch Penny slide on the pass by Peterson to Middleton. Now look at the open net. Great pass by Middleton to Courtnall. Boy, Jeff is red hot. The Bruins are right back in this game.
Trailing 4-3, Courtnall on New Year's Eve was put on this line. He scored a goal, a key assist in that rally to come back 6-6. Scored a goal against the Islanders. Scored a goal against Buffalo. He had 2 against the Russians. They don't count.
He has 4 goals and 4 assists now in his last 4 games.
And that ends the period, and the Bruins do score on the power play with perfect combination work by Peterson, Middleton setting up Courtnall. Stay tuned for our second intermission, featuring a close-up look at Bruins rookie Craig Nienhuis. Hockey trivia with Sean McDonough, followed by all the latest news and hockey update. John Pearson returns with highlights and his analysis of the second period. The score at the end of the second period, Montreal 4 and Boston 3.
Montreal 4, Boston 3. Montreal led by 1 at the end of 1. They still lead by 1, but the Bruins have the momentum at the end of 2 periods. Tonight's hockey trivia question is just ahead, but to kick off our second intermission, it's another up-close look. Nienhuis has a goal tonight. The Bruins trail 4-3 at the end of 2 periods at the Montreal Forum. And now it's your favorite time of the night, I am sure. It's my favorite time, certainly. Hockey trivia time. Forget about the $20 million Megabucks jackpot, because we're going to give you a chance to call in and win 2 Bruins tickets. Besides, I think I'm going to win the Megabucks tonight. I can just feel it. If you want to be eligible for our grand prize drawing, just write the correct answer to tonight's question, along with today's date, put it on a postcard and send it to Zoom Zoom Hockey Trivia, WSBK TV 38, Post Office Box 380, Boston 02135. And if you want to be the winner of 2 tickets to a future Bruins home game, be the first caller with the correct answer at 617-931-1038. Please dial carefully. And now here's tonight's question. Among the many Bruins scoring records that belong to Phil Esposito, the former great center holds the mark for most 4-goal games. Espo racked up 4 goals in a game 4 times as a Bruin. His line mate, former Bruins captain Wayne Cashman, joined that select circle when he recorded his only 4-goal game back on April 2nd, 1978 against the New York Rangers. Can you name the last Bruin? The score at the end of the second period. Now with the second period highlights, here's John Pearson.
Okay, thanks, Sean. Wide open period at the Montreal Forum, played at a fast pace, not usually the way to play the Canadiens, especially at the Forum. But both teams managed 2 goals. The Canadian goals were on the power play. We want to show you 2 of the goals scored in the second period. The first one, Matt Snaslin for the Canadiens on the power play. Now watch the play that Larry Robinson makes right here. Behind the back, he reaches for the puck at the blue line, sets the play in motion to Naslin, over to Curvers coming in off the left point, and then back to Naslin. We're going to show you this from a high angle. This is a great play for the Canadiens. Now watch 2 Bruins right here so that the far point is wide open. This is Robinson with the puck. Into Naslin, across to Curvers now, over coming in off the left point. Back to Naslin. Look how much room he has with the open net. Beautiful play. And then the goal that may turn this game around, hopefully. Courtnall on a beautiful play by Peterson and Middleton, dying moments of the second period. Want to show you that one right here because this is a great play by Peterson and Middleton, especially Middleton. Here's Peterson with the long reach right here, across to Middleton, back now to Courtnall, and he tips it home. And we're going to show you this from a different angle, but Courtnall is the player to watch. Coming in late. Now, you'll be in the left-hand corner of your screen, but watch Rick Middleton with a nice little touch play. 3 Canadiens converging on Middleton, leaving Courtnall open, and he put it into the open corner. Big goal for the Bruins. Could be the big goal of the game. And now back to Sean McDonough.
Thanks, John. Here's the scoring summary for the second period. The Canadiens, the first 2 goals of the period, both of them on the power play. Matt Naslin at 8:41 is 28th. Tom Curvers at 13:57, his 6th of the season. But the Bruins get 2 to pull right back into it. Craig Nienhuis, that's his 13th, not his 28th. I wish it were his 28th. And Jeff Courtnall on the power play, his 8th. The shots 12-7 in favor of Montreal. We're set for what should be a great third period. Back to Fred and Dave.
Set to go in the third period. The Bruins down by 1. Big goal by Courtnall on a power play to make it 4-3 Canadiens as Telvin wraps it in. The Casper, Facine, Nienhuis line. And Curran trying to keep it in. Tremblay slides it out. Back for Telvin at center ice. His pass blocked. Breaking. Skrudland. Drive blocked by Telvin. Skrudland clears it in deep. Riggin hurries it along for Nienhuis. Nice touch pass to Casper. Casper to Facine. A lead. It's off his stick and into the Bruins bench. And a face-off call.
Pretty play by Craig Nienhuis. Along the left wing boards. Nice little touch pass to get the Bruins out on a rush. Looking at Steve Casper, who also is wearing the protective shield. Those shields, I'm sure, save a lot of eye injuries, but I think players subconsciously see that shield and figure, well, it won't matter if I get my stick up. Of course, that's what happened to Mike O'Connell.
Svoboda on defense with Robinson, trying to move it out with McPhee, blocked by Telvin. Back in for Casper, backhands it in. Penny trying to clear it. Casper stopped it, centered it, but it deflected away to Mike McPhee. He, like Nienhuis, is out of RPI, pushes it into the corner, checked by Telvin, and Tremblay comes up with it. Back for Svoboda. In now to Skrudland. Shot blocked by Curran. Poked in deep and taken over by Brian Curran. 4-3 the Canadiens lead. Bruins battling back from a 4-1 deficit. Trying to break at center ice, but this is a checking line too, and Tremblay breaks. The drive, the save, Curran, and he hangs on and gets a whistle from Fraser. And the face-off in the Boston zone. And Toronto and Edmonton looks like 8-8 from here. Pittsburgh 5-3 over Los Angeles.
Harkening back to the old days when you checked it and just played for 1 goal a game. That's what they're playing in Toronto tonight. Doug Keynes taking a look at some of the hardware the other guys use. There's Doug Sotard, backup goaltender tonight. Steve Penny got a chance to play tonight because Patrick Roy was scheduled to go tonight, but was an hour late for practice yesterday and was benched.
He is not the backup goaltender. Bruins wheel it out. O'Connell for Peterson. A break with Courtnall. And Middleton. A pass in, deflected in, and Penny made the stop. And Peterson looked as though he was trying to hit Middleton with that pass. Bruins keep it in, and they say no. O'Connell was outside the line when he tipped it over. And the faceoff is called. Good rush.
There's Patrick Roy. Pretty happy for having been benched and not dressed for tonight's game. They just did a TV feature on him on Canadian TV between the periods. Quite a kid, having quite a year.
New faceoff call The Carbonneau line has been out checking Peterson, Middleton, Courtnall all night. And this Courtnall got the goal on a power play. Carbonneau to Nyland. Nyland flicks it over the line, drops it for Gainey. Good play to keep it in deep. Nyland behind the net. Bork hit him. Down they go. Nyland clears it around the boards. Peterson trying to come out, does to Middleton. Off for Courtnall, up the left wing side, over the line, in deep, drops it, and Peterson couldn't get it. But Connell does it, drills one at the side of the net, blocked. Bounced around. Somebody reached up and batted it down, and a face-off is called by Frazier in the Canadian zone. You're watching Bruins hockey from the Forum in Montreal. Face-off in the zone, the Canadian zone. Bruins trying to get a handle to it. And they can't. Lawler does. Bruins trying to capitalize on this rookie. Johnston forces him deep. Kluzak digging. Burridge is the center. A battle in the corner. Kluzak had it. Trying to center it. He's held off. And Naslund able to flip it out. Stopped by Tallene. And they're trying to call handling the puck. The fans groan at that one. Closing the hand on the puck on Tallene. In deep. Kluzak steals behind the net. Burridge trying to wheel it in front, does. And Kluzak backs off, fires, save. A couple of stops by Penny there as this line really pressed. Kluzak looking good at left wing and using his size and heft. But here's another big man, Smith, in deep. Trying to center it, stopped by Telvin. Can't clear. Robinson kept it in. Quick pass in deep for Dahlin. Dahlin knocked down. Naslund has it. Gets it to Smith behind the net. Wrapped up by Mats Tallene. Telvin trying to move it out. Robinson moving in on the Bruins. Kluzak iced it as he collided with Robinson. The face-off in the Boston zone. And the Bruins came close in that surge.
Elsewhere around the league tonight. 5-3. Pittsburgh leading L.A. Chicago trailing New Jersey 3-2. Edmonton and Toronto are 8-8 in the third period. New Jersey and Chicago just tied up now. 3-3. Watson has scored his second of the game. The Dynamo leading Buffalo 3-1 in the third period.
Oilers and Toronto are 9-9 while you took a few seconds. Yeah.
Oh, boy, if you take time to catch your breath, they'll score again.
4-3 here. The Bruins rallying back from a 4-1 deficit. With goals by Nienhuis and Courtnall. The other one by Burridge, first period. Canadians have 2 power play goals, and Nienhuis starts it out. Away from Bork on the rush with Basine, 2-on-2. Bork forced wide, stops, keeps it in, clears it in deep. Nienhuis with it. Nienhuis checked by Walter, battling in the corner. The puck is tied up and a face-off called. And the Bruins will have some big left wingers. Simmer gets back there. Nienhuis, Courtnall, Kluzak. I tell you, that'll be quite an array on the left side for Boston.
Here's Dave Pasine. Another rookie with a scoring touch. Nienhuis has registered his 13th of the season. Suminen, fine rookie for the Edmonton Oilers, has scored his 13th. But Michel Dahlin leads them all.
Walter on the faceoff with Casper. Which going with 3 lines really. Casper's line, Burridge's line, and Peterson's line. The other line completely out of it. Linsman, Crowder, and Simmer. Bruins forecheck, but Tremblay gets it to Walter. Back at the line, struck D'Amico. Ooh, Nienhuis wrapped up Walter. Oh, what a hit he gave him. And the Bruins break. Casper over the line. Bork coming up. Bork moving for a shot. It's blocked. Bork again on it. Fires across. Looking for Curran. Can't connect it. Walter clears it out. Nienhuis gave Walter the hit of the night. Around the boards, Curran has trouble. Nienhuis trying to knock it out. And here's Tremblay going after Nienhuis. Tripping.
Well, Mario Tremblay knew that the chances were good, that he was going to get a penalty on this one, and he did.
And third period action will continue from the Forum in a moment.
Walter, and it ends with this run by Mario Tremblay at Nienhuis. Suddenly called at 3:56. We're laughing because we notice there's a hit that Nienhuis put on Ryan Walter. Tremblay came back to try to help his teammate. We were laughing because as the penalty is being announced, it now goes up on the scoreboard. Toronto 10 and Edmonton 9. They may run out of room on the scoreboard for that game.
Power play for Boston. and a chance to tie it. Courtnall scored in a beautiful combination play with Peterson and Middleton. This is O'Connell for Peterson over the line. Trying to move it in from Middleton. It's blocked. And Gainey moves it to center ice. Starting the play, Mike O'Connell. Off for Telvin. Telvin wraps it in. Robinson going for it. Peterson blocks it. Gives it to Middleton. Middleton holding. Off in the corner. He's like Naslund. Back for O'Connell. O'Connell a shot. And it's wide. Ludwig trying to bat it out. But it's stopped by O'Connell. Right point. Another drive. And this one is deflected by Gainey into the stands on the faceoff inside the Canadian line. 1:20 left of the Boston power play. They trail the Canadiens 4-3.
Bruins have a power play goal. It was their third goal of the night. Jeff Courtnall recording it. Butch Goring has the jacket off now. We mean business now. We're down to the game on the line time of the night. Third period. Bruins have a chance to tie it up. Montreal has scored 2 of their 4 goals with the man advantage. Important power play for the Bruins. 15:24 left to go in the game.
Now Bork is out with Telvin. Still Peterson. It's back to Bork. Bork clears it in quickly. Middleton going for it. Now it's stopped by Peterson. Right wing side. Holding. Peterson watched by Carbonneau. Back for Bork. Bork fires. Carbonneau blocked it and cleared it. Boy, a big play by Guy Carbonneau. That's blocking that shot just inside the line. Telvin has to start again. Away from Middleton. Middleton driving in. Into the corner goes Robinson first. He's checked, taken out. Bork moves in, has it. For Peterson, sweeping in front. Shot. Oh, he missed. Wide. Had a pretty good chance coming out. And it's kept in now by Courtnall at the line. Courtnall sweeping up. Oh, hooked down by Gainey. That's kept in by Telvin. They could have called one there. Telvin keeping it in. Flips it all the way to Bork. Bork, a shot. And Courtnall tried to tip it out of the air. Couldn't do it. Robinson dug it free. Makes a shift on Middleton. And how valuable is Robinson? To Gainey. And it's back in the Boston end. 18 seconds left on the Boston power play. Bork up the left wing side. Wraps it in around the boards. Middleton. Oh, Peterson. Oh, how they let that go, I'll never know. Taken out of the play and belted by Ludwig. And he hadn't touched the puck. Robinson gets it away to Deblois now. He's stopped by Bork. Trombley able to keep it in. And Ray Bork takes over. Bork off for O'Connell. 4-3 the Canadiens. Up for Peterson. And it's shot in wide, but Lawler clears it right out. A race here. Riggin handling it for Tallene. Tallene stolen by Naslund. Right back in, and he missed. Hit the side of the net. Lawler can't contain it at the right point. Back is Svoboda. Bruins trying to capitalize on a couple of inexperienced defensemen with Chelios and Green out of the Canadian lineup. Lawler for one. Tallene able to keep it in. Chases it to the boards. Tries to make his play stopped. O'Connell has it along the line. Pass across for Kluzak, who's a winger. Kluzak away to DeLego. DeLego trying to feed Johnston. It's blocked by Smith. Around the boards for Naslund, who has a goal. He breaks with Dahlin. Naslund over the line, watched by Tallene. His shot knocked wide by Tallene. Back comes Johnston to fall down, and Dahlin keeps it in with a threat. In for Smith, walks in front and missed. Oh, right in front on the backhander. Kluzak away. A good play with Johnston. Good chance here. Johnston over the line, and his shot missed. He was indecisive, didn't know whether to pass to Kluzak or not. DeLego keeps it in. Canadiens lead 4-3, 12:30 left, third period. For Montreal, Lawler finally able to work it out. Svoboda hits the open man, Bobby Smith. Smith off, and that shot by McPhee hit the side of the net. The fans saw the net bulge. Curvers able to keep it in. To Smith, to Trombley. He lost it. Nienhuis, good one-hand play to work it out. Nienhuis has a goal. He breaks over the line, flips it in the corner. Curvers there. Passin trying to keep it in. Passin does. Backhander off the side of the net, or the glove of goaltender Penny, and the Canadiens clear it out quickly. A steal center ice by Curvers. He has a goal. He's over the line. Flipped it in wide of Riggin. In the corner. It is kept in by Richer. Richer for Curvers. The shot very wide. Richer keeps it in. In the corner, gets a return pass from McPhee. It's broken up by Curran. Held down and blocked it. Now Ludwig tees it up at the line. Blocked again by Curran. He looks like he's playing goal. Brian Curran has blocked several by diving. And the Bruins ice it. Telvin swept it down. 11:16 left, third period. With the score, Montreal 4, Boston 3. Bruins hockey will continue in a moment. The Peterson line for Boston. The checking line for the Canadiens, led by Carbonneau, with Nyland and Gainey on the wings. 4-3, the Canadiens. On the draw, Bourque with it. Around for Courtnall uncovered. Jeff has a goal. Gets it away to Peterson. Now to Middleton. Middleton over the line. Shot. Save. Rebound. Save. And Penny looked behind him. Courtnall almost put in the rebound. He made 2 in a row. 1 on Middleton. And the rebound, he didn't know he had it. It was Courtnall with that bid, and now Gainey keeps it in for Nyland. Nyland hit by Tallinn. And it's back for Gainey. He overskated it, and it's cleared away by Peterson. And the Bruins had their threat. The biggest, the rebound by Courtnall. Rushing Robinson. Trying to go straight through, and he's broken up and spilled, and a chance of the Bruins. Well, they can't control it. Svoboda gets it. Now a steal by Boston. Over the line comes Burridge. Burridge for Courtnall. Shifting, cutting. Can't get it. Overskated, though, by Johnston as Courtnall took a heavy hit. He cut right in the middle for that one. And he's coming out slowly. Steal by Johnston. Has it behind the net. Off in the corner. Interference. Brian Curran. And he's going out. And Frazier let the one go on Peterson when the Bruins had the power play. And with the score, Montreal 4, Boston 3. Let's pause for this message.
Well, there's Brian Curran in the box. Penalty called at 9:50. Watch Brian and Larry Robinson. Well, Brian came in, bumped Robinson, and Larry went down, and interference to call on Curran. Big penalty for the Bruins to kill off at this point. They have really played with great intensity this third period. They've carried the play to the Canadiens, but they still haven't been able to close the gap. It's still 4-3.
Penalty killers are Casper and Middleton with O'Connell and Bourque. And we're halfway through the third period as the Canadiens guard that one-goal lead that they had starting the period. Naslund, he has a power play goal. Swept it in. Riggin for O'Connell. O'Connell broken up. Bourque gets it away to Casper. Casper carries with Middleton. Starts to rush. Checked by Richer. Broken up. Naslund back. Hooked all the way and spilled by Casper. Frazier does not call 2 penalties in a row against the team. He passed it up when the Bruins should have had a 2-man advantage. He let that one go. Casper just hooked down Naslund. 1:10 left. Richer trying to move in. Stopped by Mike O'Connell, and the Canadiens are offside. Beautiful play on defense by O'Connell. Break in the action. Let's pause for station identification.
This is TV 38, WSBK-TV, Boston.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Boston Bruins and TV 38 and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Bruins or TV 38 is prohibited.
One of the factors that Frazier did not call a penalty in Orlando when he fouled Charlie Simmer with that stick was the Sabres were shorthanded at that time. I'm sure it is one of the factors. Naslund winding up, ever dangerous. The clear in. Smith, Telvin. Telvin wraps it up, not out. Now fought for and kept in by Tremblay. Now knocked away by Michael Telvin. 45 seconds left, Canadian power play. The Canadiens lead 4-3. Robinson over the line. Fires it around the boards. Naslund covering for him at the point. Curvers able to keep it in. In for Tremblay. Back to Naslund, right point. Watched by Johnston. Nobody really challenges Naslund with his tricky moves. And Smith, another fine playmaker. Tremblay, the rough guy. Here's Naslund stealing, walking in for a shot, and he missed on the slap shot. Kept in by Curvers. Now the pressure by the Canadiens still. And the puck not poked out, almost by Burridge. Now a steal by Bork. And he's able to flip it out. 5 seconds left on the power play. Curran in the box. 8:12 left. Third period. Canadiens lead by 1, 4-3. And Curvers, center ice. And the flip in. Riggin trying to clear it. Can't. Boda. Bruins check him. That's Tremblay. Able to just flip it out. 4:44 left. The Canadiens seem able to guard this one, but they're offside, trying to come over the Boston blue line now on the face-off call.
Bruins back home tomorrow night. The St. Louis Blues will be in town. Blues making their tour this week of the Adams division. They were here Monday night to play the Canadiens. Lost 9-2. Last night they stopped off at the Coliseum and lost 7-4. They're in Boston tonight. I'm sure a lot of them watching this one.
The Boston line is Casper, Nienhuis, and Passin. Tremblay, Walter, and McPhee. O'Connell trying to move it out. His pass deflects onto the Canadian bench, and a face-off called again. 4:33 left. Shots are 25 for Montreal, 19 for Boston to this point. Bruins had 11 shots and 3 goals through 2 periods. But the Canadiens are guarding well. That 1-goal lead. Svoboda rushes. Off for McPhee. Shot. Left skate. Save Riggin. That was on the mark. Inadvertently iced by Brian Curran. He was trying to set up a play with Casper in the face-off in the Boston zone. And the Canadiens able to put on a good defense and delaying action and get the whistle. 4:16 left.
Well, in case you're wondering, yes, the wave is alive here in the Forum. Haven't seen the wave since baseball season. Butch Goring looking on with great concern, trying to figure out how do we sneak one more in behind Steve Penny and Pat Riggin. It's his job to make sure the Canadiens don't get any more.
Toronto leads Edmonton 11-9. Peterson draws for Telvin. Trying to clear it out. Can't. Svoboda kept it in. Now Telvin. The pass out to the Canadian zone. Courtnall is after Ludwig. And the pass up is stopped by Peterson. That's hustling work by Courtnall. Great work. Now he digs for the other corner. But it is Middleton keeping it in for Courtnall. Courtnall trying to get it back, but too many Canadians there. Jeff should have wheeled and fired on Penny. Passing up the chance for the shot. Riggin now trying to clear it out, but it's Gainey intercepting. Puts it right on net. It's blocked, and Middleton breaks. Again with Courtnall. Checking back is Carbonneau to take it away from Middleton and right back over the Boston line. And he puts that shot on, and Riggin made the stop. That's what the Bruins have to do with Penny. Get it on him and let him handle it. Here's Peterson working in. Over the line, left wing side. Beautiful shift. Keeps it in. Drops it. Bork can't get it. Canadiens clear it out. Bork is back for it, and time running out on the Bruins. 3 minutes left. Bork the clear in. Wide of Penny. Curvers back. Curvers checked by 2 men. Bork is in. Bork gets it. Centers it. Robinson right where he should be. Knocked it away. And able to try and wheel it out. Can't do it. Is blocked. Lost his stick. Gives a push at Burridge. They let it go. Here's Johnston. Instead of shooting, he made a shift and then was broken up. And the Canadiens ice it. A break with Robinson out of there. Why they let that one go? Robinson gave Burridge a big shove after losing his stick.
Follow the Bruins on the road to the Stanley Cup. Get your Bruins pocket schedule today by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to Box 380, Boston, Mass. 02135. Well, Greg Johnston may be a little bit apprehensive. His first game up since being recalled. Not wanting to make the wrong play. With less than 3 minutes to go. Wanted to be very cautious. You mentioned, Fred, that would have been the good time just to hit it right on the fly, but Greg wanted to make sure he made the proper play, and as it turned out, the Canadiens were reacting quickly in their own end, broke him up.
Gallego has played sparingly. He's out there now with Kluzak and Johnston. O'Connell and Bork face off to the right of Penny. 2:41 left. 4-3 the Canadiens. Skrudland for Montreal. And Ludwig able to clear it as they get the draw. O'Connell. Gallego tipped right back in the zone. Hustling Johnston on Svoboda. Knocks Svoboda down. Svoboda ties it up and gets a faceoff as he was down on the ice. And the draw will be in the Canadian zone.
All right, for those of you who think that 2:27 isn't enough time for the Bruins to tie this thing up, Toronto has defeated Edmonton 11-9 in a good old-fashioned shootout at the Maple Leaf Garden, so anything is possible. Pittsburgh 7, the LA Kings 3, that's a final. New Jersey and Chicago all tied up 4-4.
Gallego on the draw with Skrudland. Scapinello took a lot of time the last time. Gallego seemed to be set. You have to put that stick in that white portion of the circle that is mostly red. Kluzak tried to sweep it in front. Had it briefly. And it is Skrudland carrying out. Falling down is Gallego. Back-checking Johnston, and a penalty on the Bruins. A tripping call on Boston.
Well, when you think of all the calls Kerry Fraser didn't make tonight, you have to wonder why, with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go, he wouldn't let this one go. But he didn't. And boy, you could tell that Butch Goring wishes he were skating again. He is furious. It's not that Bill Gallego didn't trip the guy going down the right wing. He went down, he took a sweep check, and the guy tripped. There's no denying that, but with all the non-calls tonight, you think an official who hasn't been calling everything wouldn't call that penalty when the game's on the line, 2:15 left to go. That's what has Butch so upset.
Not to say Harry Sinden.
Yeah. I don't know if Harry's up on this level with us, but
I hope not.
I hope not. That's a long way down. I don't think Harry would bother taking the elevator or the stairway. John Perron has to be a little relieved that at least he can finish up all but 15 seconds of this game on the power play, or that power play doesn't extend that long. It's because his team has a 2-goal lead. Hard to figure out Kerry Fraser sometimes. He's one of the brilliant young referees with a long future ahead of him, but hard to figure what some calls are based on.
So the Canadiens send out Dahlin, Naslund, and Walter. Robinson and Curvers. They're on a power play. Robinson in deep. Lost it. Middleton can't clear it. Walters kept it in. Now Casper on it. Casper ahead for Bork. Bork breaking. One man back. Curvers. Now the Canadiens all get back. And he is broken up before he can get the shot away. Robinson away to Naslund. All the options for the Canadiens. Most of the Bruins taken away here. They are shorthanded, trailing 4-3. Try to clear it. Curvers kept it in. And Dahlin gets the goal. Just as easy a goal as you want as the rebound came out to him. And the Canadiens lead it 5-3. Shell Dahlin, the rookie.
Well, the Bruins worked hard. And it's a little disappointing to see this thing decided on a penalty in the closing 2 minutes. Butch Goring not mincing any words on how he feels about the call by Kerry Fraser. It results in the goal by Shell Dahlin, the top scoring rookie of the National Hockey League, his 23rd goal of the year. There he is, Shell Dahlin. Quite a rookie. Wrapping it up with the Canadiens' third power play goal of the night. Butch Goring is hot. Kerry Fraser is carrying on the conversation with Butch from center ice.
Frazier is saying he's going to call another penalty on the Bruins. Now, that would be academic at this stage.
Butch has a right to be angry. It's one thing if the official's calling everything all night long. Oh, there it is, the bench minor. Frazier now skating over to the penalty box. Going to call the bench minor on Butch. Doesn't really make much difference now. Bruins down by 2 with 1:41 left to go, and Carey knows that the game is over.
I would not think that Frazier was scheduled to officiate this game, but the league put him here after the incident involving Charlie Simmer and the blast by Harry Sinden, which encompassed the entire officialdom of the National Hockey League, starting with the president right on down, for the failure to, as Harry Sinden said in that incident between Orlando and Simmer, Frazier said that Crowder caused the injury. And as Harry said, he wasn't involved in the play at all. It was Gates Orlando. And Frazier and the two linesmen, none of them saw the play. And that, of course, drew the ire of Harry Sinden, who said he felt sure that Orlando did not intentionally foul Simmer.
Well, here's the power play goal. Pat comes out to make the save, but Dahlin is there to pick up the rebound, skate around Patrick, and flip it in the open net to wrap this one up.
A well-played hockey game. Too bad we have to even mention the officials. And now some eggs thrown on the ice, and we have a further delay, and officially we have 1:41 left, and a bench penalty called actually on Butch Goring, either for what he said to Frazier or for the failure to put his team out to line up after the goal by Shell Dahlin.
Well, Carey would have to be deaf not to have heard Butch. You don't have to really be sound at the art of lip reading to be able to tell that Butch had nothing nice to say to Carey Frazier after that goal by Dahlin. He didn't have anything nice to say about Carey before the power play began. And again, it's not a question of did Derlego trip the Canadian or not. And there's no question he tripped him. It wasn't as if he skated across the rink, though, to try to trip him. He went down, knew the man was getting by, tried to sweep check the puck off his stick. And inadvertently, the man tripped over the stick. When you look at some of the other calls that weren't made, the hook on Barry Peterson when the Bruins were on the power play, the push by Larry Robinson just moments before when he had lost his stick, no call. You figure, well, the officials going to let the teams play it out. The teams are going to decide this. The players will determine who wins and loses this game. And then all of a sudden, with 2:15 left to go, a penalty on the team playing catch-up virtually takes them right out of the game, eliminates any chance they have of coming back. You say, well, the guy was guilty of tripping. Sure he was, but you know, where do you draw the line on what you're going to call and what you're not going to call and when you're going to call it?
I've got to talk about Italian restaurants, La Campagnola. My friend Nicola, Fran Rosa, he doesn't take me to French restaurants in Montreal. It is Italian restaurants, and La Campagnola, good place on Mountain Street. Got to change the subject somehow, huh? Brian Curran winding up in the Boston end. 1:25 left. It is a power play for Montreal again. Curran tried to clear, and Robinson kept it in. Robinson in for Dahlin. For Smith. Now to Naslund, who breaks for the open. That's the secret. He has it. Now over to Svoboda. Shot here, blocked from Robinson. Kept in by Naslund. A minute left in the game. 5-3 in a power play for Montreal. 5-3 the Canadiens. Curran trying to clear, and he does. 50 seconds left. Robinson, harassed by Casper, gets it away to Smith. Smith wheels over the line, in deep with that fine stick handling. Around the boards and back to Robinson. Up for Naslund. Robinson again. Now Svoboda in front. Dahlin, the shot, and he missed the net. He was wide open from 20 feet. 24 seconds left. Cross Svoboda. Shot blocked by Casper and deflected into the stands. 19 seconds left. Dahlin power play goal, making it 5-3. A bench penalty called on the Bruins with 1:41 left. And the Canadiens ready to even up the series now at 2 wins apiece for each club.
Well, the Bruins aren't having much luck on the road. They've won 1 and tied 2 of their last 15 now. But they can take heart in the fact that they're coming home for 4 in a row. St. Louis tomorrow night, Winnipeg Saturday afternoon. Edmonton will be in town Monday night. And then Calgary a week from tomorrow. And the Bruins head back out for a couple.
Gretzky had 3 goals. He might have wound up with about 5 in that game, but Toronto beat Edmonton 11-9. O'Connell a shot wide of Penny with 7 seconds left now. Canadiens moments away, and now they have the victory. And they salute Steve Penny, who gave up 3 goals, 11 shots over 2 periods, but 8 shots. Looking at Butch Goring now, as Harry Sinden is right down the rink, and he is yelling at Kerry Frazier. No question about that. As the Canadiens salute their goaltender Penny. And the final score is Montreal 5 and Boston 3. Bruins hockey will continue in a moment.
Your New England Sports Network brings you exciting sports programming with the Boston Bruins.
Well, halfway through the season, a fairly crucial game, and the Canadiens won it. The Bruins gave it a good battle, a very, very good effort.
Yeah, Fred, it's a little disappointing that they come out of here short of picking up a point because they did work hard. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of talk about the penalty call by Kerry Frazier. But let's face it, the Bruins put themselves in a hole midway through the second period. A pair of power play goals had them down by 3, and it was just too deep a hole to dig themselves out. Yes, you could say another good effort, but I think the guys will agree that how many games do you go saying, well, good effort, without saying, hey, the good effort isn't getting us anywhere in the standings. Fortunately for the Bruins, they can try to shake this one off. They'll have to shake it off quickly because they have to go home and play St. Louis tomorrow night, and the Blues should be itching to play a good game after getting beaten by Montreal and Quebec. Bruins have 4 in a row at home. They should get Ken Linsman back soon. Keith Crowder hopefully will be healthy, and we can put this night at the Forum behind us quickly.
And the final score, Montreal 5 and Boston 3. Here's Sean.
And Dave, good night to you. I have to apologize to everyone. I promised a Bruins victory tonight. They did not win, but then again, I also said I was going to win megabucks tonight, and I didn't win that either. There are only 3 other games in the NHL tonight. Let's take a look at the scores from that action. A lot of wild games around the NHL tonight. In Pittsburgh, the Penguins have defeated the Los Angeles Kings. The final score, Montreal 5 and Boston 3. And now for Fred Cusick, Dave Shea, and John Pearson, I'm Sean McDonough saying thanks for watching. So long, everybody. Tonight's game has been